sunshine. Remember that one guy in that one show with that one crime? Well, that's how I'm feeling now. I'm finna go make a killing now. Yeah, that's how I'm living now. I'm finna bust through the roof right now. Got a handle on the game. Put a candle on my name. Never can put out the flame. Never cared about the fame. Asking my words cause the time, yeah. They gotta change their mindset. You say we speaking the same language. Guess I ain't speaking your dialect. Already got it, already got it. Already with it, already with it. What is the hype about? Already did it, already did it. Already seen it, already seen it. It's already done, already done. What is the hype about? We already won, already won. Already got it, already got it. Already with it, already with it. What is the hype about? Already did it, already did it. Already seen it, already seen it. It's already done, already done. What is the hype about? We already won, already back to my ways, back to my ways, back to my ways, back to my ways. Truth be told, I'm back to my ways. We're on road. Back to my ways, I'm back to my ways. Thought I was turning the page. I'm back to my ways. Back, rule. Prayer hands like Jesus. All praise the most high. Look, I ain't talking about K2. Catch your girl, I hate you. This right here, my prelude. I created this sound, all y'all buying gotta call K-Deuce. They show me love when they see me. Don't really know if they mean it though. I know your man wanna be me, but now he would never admit it though. Why is your girl in my inbox? One text and I seal the deal. I hit her up when I'm faded. You better bet she know the deal. Already got it, already got it. Already with it, already with it. What is the hype about? We already won, already won. Already got it, already got it. Already with it, already with it. What is the hype about? Already did it, already did it. Already seen it, already seen it. It's already done, already done. What is the hype?
Ой, как неловко получилось. Здорово всем. Что такое-то? Это прикол какой-то или что? Что-то не то с трансляцией, мне кажется, чатик. Может быть, она у них на Твиче лагает? Вчера Нави и НЛТ прошли в следующий этап. Слушайте, я вообще не следил, то есть я был абсолютно отстранен от ПГЦ, поэтому... Так, пока я все сделаю, вы так посидите, ладно,
and how it's going to be looking with the teams. Are they going to, you know, different strategies? How are they going to approach it? Or is it just going to be a kind of a repeat of what they expected to do 2 days ago?
Yes, folds out even to origami. Is that something that you? No. Okay, never mind.
I'm not much of an origami guy myself. What about you?
I'm an overview kind of guy. We've got ourselves plenty of games coming at you still here for the tournament as a whole. This was indeed a originally scheduled day, but it would have originally been the 3rd day for Group B. However, that will be tomorrow, so make sure to be back then as well, where we will conclude Group B. And then we got winners, losers, grand finals, grand final. Yep, cool.
Yeah. And of course, you want to get top 8. We already know our top 8 teams from Group A. We know the cutoff point and insane teams we've had through right there. It's going to be really hard in the winners bracket to get top 8 in that. We're going to be starting the day with 3 Miramar going into Erangel, of course, as well. And yeah, of course, you want to get into that winner bracket. It is so crucial. You don't want to go to the loser bracket, because you're in the loser bracket. You fight for top 8 to get another chance to fight for top 4.
Yes.
To get into the...
There's just so many more chances if you get through to that winners bracket, and that is all important for these teams. They know it is true and tried and tested here for them. Let's take a look at what they accrued in day number 1 as E United led the charge. And I mean, within E United, Kickstart led the charge. It was a fantastic performance by by them to get things rolling in Group B.
Yeah, they're looking fantastic, of course, as well. Take Me Away Gaming had a good start.
Yeah.
Played well on both maps, but again, only 5 games total. With not too big of a sample size in general, but right now the cutoff point is 17 Gaming with 28 points. Yesterday we saw the cutoff point ending up being
Так, мне надо отправить везде
уведомления, and also with a few teams above the 120 point mark. So a lot of sponging in the top, and we're still thinking that our hypothetical cutoff is going to be these 90 points for a soft cutoff, and you're 100% guaranteed basically if you get to the 100.
And when we head over to the Desert Expendables as well as Tyloo, we're looking good in that first day. I'm actually thinking about this as I'm looking at. I'm like, I'm sure we've said all this before.
Блин, до сих пор второй телефон не продал.
When it came to the day that we had off, unfortunately. But yeah, here we are. 777, of course, is immaculate.
Так, ну что, я сегодня вместе с вами буду знакомиться с командами, буду знакомиться с таблицей, еще как, куда, кого. Потому что все дни, что я находился в поездке, я вообще не следил за ПГЦ никаким образом. Абсолютно. Даже не знаю, как там у них все по турнирной таблице.
But Tyloo also able to do quite well for themselves.
Yeah, not too bad at all, as you say. I think the most important thing about
Так, сейчас быстренько отправлю уведомление. Я даже не знаю, когда непосредственно игры у них начинаются. Смотрите, в этот раз они... Что за спонсоры в этот раз? Мониторы Бенки увидел. Хоть поглядеть. Как там наши команды пока себя показывают? Как выглядят? Инфа есть? Я даже таблицу ни одну еще не посмотрел, никакую. Ой, надеюсь, моя новая мышка скоро придет. Хочу уже новой мышкой попользоваться. Думаю еще на самом деле микрофон заказать. Слушайте, мне нужно... Это что, ключи на активацию каких-то этих? Там на Твиче мужчина в чат скинул ключи на активацию купонов, я так понял, для голосования, скорее всего. Попробуй кодики от купоны и... Да, мне это не надо, братан. Мне оно зачем? Может быть, кому-то в чатике нужно кинчики какие-нибудь мощные залутать.
Yeah, and some of the top performers on Erangel outside the games we've had so far. We only had 3, so we can't really take too much of sample size. So we've taken some sample size from PGC 7, and I'm looking at Base Clan 8.8, 17 Gaming 8.8, Buriam 8.4, and the Monosity.
Так, добрый вечер всем, друзья, кто уже в трансляцию зашел.
How was Takeaway Gaming?
О, нифига себе, я случайно нажал очистить чат. Я даже не знал, что есть такая кнопочка. Я хотел... Скопируй кодики снова, а то я чат очистил. Хотел чат открыть в другом окне, в итоге какую-то фигню сделал. Да, сегодня я видел question mark в таблице в этой группе. Группа Б сегодня играет, второй день группы Б. Я посмотрел там, даже на ПГЦ нахрен миллиард этапов. Ё-моё. И финалы у нас будут только в 20-х числах. 17 по 20, по-моему, 3 дня финальных игр.
We've got ourselves here. I've got Take Me Away looking pretty good from all things. I mean, we've already elaborated on to why they look so good on Erangel for the most part.
And a third and a win, right? So in general, just the way they played, the way they were able to kind of push through things. There was, of course, some rougher situations for them, but some of the shots, and of course, Xiaohai here won PGI 2018 with OMG. It's a long time ago. different format as well. Remember, it was like
Отменил заказ по кошке, короче.
Did you remember when they like, how many games did they win on that first day?
It was insane. It was like some of the most consistent.
Так, ну посмотрим, как ребята на глобале стреляют.
Like there was so much pressure on bigger circles, different circle sets of calls, but there was so much pressure in the circle, and there was so much third party.
You know the funny thing though about that is it was 2018, but honestly it still feels like a year ago that we were on that stage, you know, doing that tournament, that we had the charity event going on as well.
The aerialists coming down from the roof and stuff.
Yeah, it's so memorable every single time we do them. So yeah, it really doesn't feel like that long ago.
That's something that stick with you for your lifetime.
That's how you know we're getting old, Martin.
No, that's not true.
88 boys, you know, doing what we can.
Life experience doesn't mean you get old.
Жаль, алкаш не играет.
Very nicely done. Yeah, you're just watching him kind of go on a bit of a tear.
Алкаш, видимо, не заслужил.
Oh, so good.
Слабый. Так, все, уведомления почти везде отправил и поехали.
First in kills, 18 and 2500 damage. If you just had picked him as your captain.
Так, вот этот чувак справа, Никус, который... Не знаю, что за команда, но его раньше не видел. Какой-то new player, что ли? Ну, по крайней мере... А, так он, может, просто не европеец. Что за команда-то? Это у них... Wildcard, это команда у них называется? Или это что? Какой регион они представляют? Типа, если Кикстарта показали из Америки оба, или что они там? Или просто сравнивают?
Where is Kickstart? Oh, he's 18th. A tied 16th place with Soul after played 5 games. That's pretty impressive. Out of 128
что это за топ-16 плееры? А что, исходя из чего начисляются им поинты?
If not first place, I would
Или...
at least top 5, yeah, for sure. He's gonna 100% breach into that top 5. And also, it depends. I talked a little bit with Trevor. How like they're feeling with the games, and he's like, he has more land jitters than the guys have.
Типа, тут какое-то зрительское голосование, или это голосование в пабг непосредственно есть?
You've taken me over because Tickleton before. You mispicked a player. You picked a player that was in a hot drop situation, and then he popped up. Then he solo popped off in some of the last games yesterday. But I'm fine. I'm actually I believe more in my group B team than I believe in your group.
Разбираться во всем надо, блин. Слишком старый человек.
Bottom 3.
Yes, I think there is one consistency here actually.
Нави тащат пока. Зрительское? Каким образом голосование происходит? Давайте я сейчас замьючу на секунду трансляцию. Вы мне подскажите, пожалуйста. Подскажите по-братски, микрофон у меня жужжит. Вот кто слушает в наушниках с хорошей там, я не знаю, с компа. Есть ли звук, есть ли жужжание помимо моего голоса? Вот я сегодня пытался что-то туда-сюда, вот это вот. Не знаю, поэтому хотелось бы, конечно, избавиться от этого говна. Если оно есть, это жужжание, то будем сейчас фильтры переделывать. Есть, чи нету? Ладно, сам послушаю. Молчите, жулики. Нет, вроде норм.
That's the best beach action I can do, I guess.
Есть. Да как так, блин? Почему у меня со всех компов есть жужжание? Пойду послушаю, когда начинаешь говорить. Я глухой, мне пофиг, нету. Пойду с Машиного компа послушаю. Маш, у тебя комп включен? А, он у него выключен, ну ладно, пофиг. Есть какой-то шум, но он не мешает. Хорошая гарнитура, жужжания не слышу. Да как так-то?
Wednesday, we're gonna know half of the grand final teams after our winter break.
Yes, we are.
Quite soon already.
To be honest, there's some
Спасибо,
big
брат.
names from Group A that I'm already expecting to do
Доставка.
well in the winners bracket, right? So, you could even theorize.
Так, а у нас непосредственно игры-то скоро начнутся, нет? Долго мы с вами тут будем? Есть микрошумы. Ну давайте, пока там вот эта вот бесполезная херня, давайте мы поиграемся немного. Мне кажется, что в ОБСке что-то стало с шумоподавлением, возможно, это оно вот такое вот. Давайте сейчас, сейчас звук должен был измениться, он, наверное, стал более глухим таким, некачественным, но есть ли вот эти вот жужжания или нет? Давайте с этим попробуем. Я могу еще компрессора накинуть, и может быть с компрессором будет что-то более понятно. Шипит? Ну вот проблема какая-то, непонятно вообще, почему этот чертов микрофон у меня шипит. Кто-то из наших играет? Да, из наших играет команда Question Mark сегодня. Я Скубу писал, но он говорит, что ему куда-то надо слинять. Я так понял, 4 игры в день всего, да? То есть в целом это плюс-минус 2 с плюсом там часа должно быть. Я еще даже студию нормально не посмотрел, кстати. А, нормально, да? Пацаны в КС там сидят, играют. Ладно, это... Вон, чувак в КСе... Нет, подожди, это Поплава. В бетонке просто бегал, мне показалось, что он в КСе разминается. Хотя бы, знаете, хотя бы видно. У них там, смотрите, у них там уже счетчик есть, но счетчик, по-моему, трехзначный нахрен. Неплохо. 5 игр в день? А что-то я в расписании посмотрел по 4 игры в день вроде.
There are some teams sitting down there who I do not expect to sit around in the bottom 8 by the end of, well, hell, even today, especially not by the end of the 10
По 5, ну, по 5, так по 5 чё? А вы приготовили вкусняшки какие, нет?
Maybe Polish Power can get something going, not a guarantee on my part, but you got your Gen G, a team that's fared well in the past as well, BBL, and then of course EMA winners question mark. I mean, they're all, that's all
Хочется посмотреть, как там чуваки сидят. О, все, счетчик двухзначный, сейчас начало будет. Первая карта Мирамар, и когда у нас начинаются игры с Мирамара, скорее всего, это 2 Мирамара, 3 Иран... Подожди, 3 Мирамара, 2 Эрангеля, да? Скорее всего. Так, нам с вами надо еще уебочку разместить поудобнее тут, да? Поменьше, наверное, ее сделать. Я понимаю, что я красивый, но... Сейчас подвину плюс-минус туда-сюда. Как отдых прошел? Отдохнул? Отлично отдохнул. Отдохнул так, что хочется и отдохнуть от этого отдыха, честно говоря. Что-то поезды решили до конца лететь или что? Так, Перди Керти этот. Это американцы, да, по-моему? Это точно американский регион. За кого я болею? Так за себя, конечно же, братан. За кого мне еще болеть? За наших пацанов, чё? За кого тут болеть-то? Больше не за кого болеть. За поляков, что ли? Polish Power, Марселек, вперед! Никто там не блеванул случайно? Слушайте, а что, спасут, что ли? Да ладно тебе. X3 нашел, но... Он, кстати, добьет. Если он сейчас найдет патроны, он добьет под тачкой, тут спокойно прострелить. Бедолага. Все. Сейчас снова ног получит. Их уже едут добивать. Но они сейчас зажмутся в кемпе, и вообще пацаны должны их, конечно, присануть. Это хорошие, такие легкие поинты по-хорошему. Так. Вебка корява, да, размещена на экране. Сейчас мы ее... Че, вот такого размера вебка пойдет вам, не? А, так они уехали, что ли? Да ладно! Там еще и зона верхняя же, по-моему, да? Право вверх. Если я не ошибаюсь. Ну, блин. О, во время игры они начали показывать что-то. Конечно... Кикстарт жесткий игрок? Ну, я бы так, наверное, не сказал. Не видел его, конечно, на этом турнире. I think we played very confident today in certain situations, and I think as long as we continue that and play our own game and not worry about anyone else, then I think we'll be fine. So nothing new, just play our game. Fighting! Молодцы, хотя бы чем-то разбавляют вот эти вот, знаете, первые 15 минут бездействия просто на карте, когда ничего не происходит, хотя бы что-то показывают. Типа на... Аут. Ну, перо сильные были, как бы. Петри Кроуд нормальная команда. Но я смотрю, сейчас они на 14-й строчке. Поляки на 15-й. Это что, бурирамы? Или кто это? Бру. Да, это бурирамы. У них тоже, походу, вот этот чел новенький, как минимум. Четверкой в нике. Так, у нас там от Экстаза 200 рублей на карту Сбербанка залетело. Спасибо, Экстаз. Спасибо большое за поддержку. Так, а это что за команда? Тайлу. Это китайцы у нас, да? Тайлу это китайцы, и они у нас на 5-й строчке в турнирной таблице в этой группе. А что это за команда? Что за ЕУ? А можно название команды, блин? Я только пришел. Можно повторить? Так, у нас Джинджи, Ашура, Адар, Иноникс, Ренба. Они, по-моему... А где? Пио нету, да? Пио в другом составе. Асура был тоже в другом составе. А тут что, только Иноникс остался? И Ренба, наверное, да? Адар, Ашура пришли из этих... Блин, забыл, как называется у них команда. Красненький значок у них какой-то был. Cloud9 на 9-м. Не знаю, сколько в группе Б осталось еще матчей для того, чтобы выйти. Там систему я даже еще не посмотрел. У Пио своя команда.
And interesting with Take Me Away Gaming as well. Let's hope that thought was nope, not Resina car. Probably didn't even hit. There's a lot of overlaps on rotations today. I think it's, I mean, obviously a northeast circle.
Так, 17 гейминг. Вообще полностью новый состав, что ли, нет?
Pathways to the north of this one, but a lot of teams overlapping here in situations where on Miramar in the previous.
Так, ну BBL понятно. Подожди, 17 гейминг, надо посмотреть. Надо вспомнить, кто там играл вообще. Перо поплыли. Что-то турки запутались. Чифоксинг, или как там его? Прочитать нахрен? Никнейм. Так, это что за LG? Люминосити какие-нибудь? Это как раз американский регион, да, чуваки? Вполне себе может быть. 17-х тот же стак? По-моему, нет. Читай по-китайски. Хорошо. Блин, вот понимаете, насколько интересная игра PUBG, компетитив, да, что мы смотрим, как чуваки едут на тачках по дороге. И это, ну, своего рода international в мире PUBG. Там у одного из комментаторов еще микрофон трещит. Вы слышите это? Можно ему перегруз нахрен с микрофона убрать? Алло. Так, LG, значит, это STK? Окей. Курсор убрал, сори. Я же не один слышу вот эти, да, трески в его микрофоне. Так, ну, слушайте, неплохая позиция у КУЭМов. Часто зона уходит на тот рельеф, но не в этот раз. Но не... Хотя, почему не в этот раз? Она еще вполне себе может попрокать в эту часть. Бетонка, вот это вот над бетонкой, церковь, плюс-минус, что-то вот эти районы часто бывают. Там над сосиской. Вот здесь вот зона, там, рядом с бурерамами частенько бывает. Чуть дальше, туда, к бетонкам. Ну, короче... А что за команда TMA, у которых уже минус 3 типа, и... Нам это вообще показали, нет? А, ну да, там кого-то давили, да, чуваки из GNG, по-моему, да? Из GNG, по-моему, там пацанов разбирали каких-то. Ну, пора расчехлять конфетку. Треск у твоих наушников, чел, ну камон. Окей.
as a sub and making the absolute most of his opportunities presented, and you can tell he's just playing with reckless abandon, and he's hitting shots, and the team is playing really well around him as well, which is why they're all the way up there in 4th place right now with eyes on first.
Блин, ну и кем, конечно. А чё они решили не вставать на горе над этим кемпом? Типа дырявенько посчитали или чё? Экспендлсы какие-то. Ни разу не видел чувака с ником 3 семерки на самом деле. И Ниндзя 2K тоже не видел. Для меня абсолютно новые персонажи.
Their shots are on right now. They're landing these long-range shots, and it's helping out LG tremendously here. They should be able to get this flush onto 7-7. There you go, Penta making sure that nobody's going to steal that point away as LG. They do lose one, but they had themselves a pretty decent day, top 8 worthy, but they were not at all satisfied. I went over and talked to them after.
Прошло 12 минут. На карте
Don't be nice to them. They know they played horrible, so you know that's
6 человек сдохло.
Yeah, that's always the vibe around that team. High expectations for the LG boys, and so far,
да.
Doing too bad. We'll see if they can put it together today.
Ну вот это очень сильно подставился Эллоу. Но я думаю, что возможности добить его у команды ТЕ не будет вообще. А резнуть его резнут, и назить там в принципе некому. Все плюс-минус рассосались. По зоне очень много зоны контролирует фейзы, очень много зоны контролирует джинджи. И вот на этот рельеф все-таки хардшифт вверх у нас. Вверх-право. Очень частая зона, очень часто кончается где-то. Ну, короче, дальше она плюс-минус может центрануться. Либо уйти чуть ниже, либо уйти прям full вверх туда на question марков. Но в любом случае разыгровка для question марков здесь должна быть не такая уж и плохая. Им еще, ну, не должны были заруинить тачки, которые они в этом кемпе, потому что над ним еще никто не встал. И они, в принципе, там спокойно выходят дальше. Мне так кажется. Да. Наши тут есть. Команда Question Mark, которая сейчас на 9-й позиции. Так, Мулот кисает, но они заехали прям в самый центр. И сейчас, конечно, будут терпеть там максимально. Это вообще, на мой взгляд, ошибка. А Доус забирает даже лонга. Вот тут вот они поживут, пока кто-нибудь не придет, на ноге их не запушит, блин. Ага, Джинджи сюда крутить будут или что? Ренба сейчас может и уехать в лобби. А он, походу, сейчас привезет фраг для куэмов? Нет, он просто встал, адер за зоной далеко, угол большой у него. Он сейчас может спокойно нокать этого типа. Если бы он еще нокнулся с гранатой, было бы вообще идеально. А пострелял в итоге не адер, а Эноникс. Адер подъезжает к Ренбе. И сейчас они будут пушить. Ай-яй-яй-яй, Адер поспешил. Хорошая хае, просто идеальная. Только хае не убивают, походу, в этой игре. Посмотрите, сколько хае расчехляют. Wildcard Gaming. Нок. А могло быть 2 нока. Слушайте. Сколько же делают гранаты? Джинджи потеряли одного или они... он в смоках поднялся, да? Блин, Рэмбу доели или нет? Где Джинджи в таблице? Не понимаю. Все, минус Джинджи сейчас будет. GG еще в спину там назили. Иноникс, разберешься? А, они еще все подымутся.
Getting a little bit of assist from long range there is Wildcard, but they'll now have time to stop down, heal everybody back up, and that's 4 points in the bag for Wildcard. Not a bad way to start things here.
Вопрос вот я вот думаю, куда пойдут question-марки? Под церковь пойдут? Или сюда в рельеф пойдут? Здесь... Не знаю, могут ли они на церковь играть? Вот я очень сомневаюсь, что они могут на церковь играть. Просто в правую часть зоны им играть там очень много опена, очень много, но в целом не так много людей пока. А вот церковь их фулл контролит. Но подъезжать под них можно без проблем. Чуть-чуть пошире. Пошуршим еще конфеткой получается. Какая сочная яма в зоне. Какая сочная хае. Ага, не сочная. Но этот мужик тут живет недолго, я думаю.
Meanwhile, BBL and FaZe, this fight still going on.
Yeah, it's a huge fight too, because whoever wins this fight, depending on what day trade ends up doing, if they opt to third party this, whoever wins this will have so much space towards the southwest. FaZe, knowing of course they have to take it aggressive towards BBL, and BBL wanting to get back to the compound, but they ain't fast enough. Code Marco, first to fall.
Тяжело тут пацанам, конечно. Он еще КЕ, по-моему, под себя выронил, нет? Или это был смог? Как они оттуда уезжать будут, у меня вопрос. Где у них транспорт? Я не вижу транспорта. Это конечное, что для тех, что для других, мне кажется, нет? А, есть транспорт. Но им сейчас его поломают. Какое мы вышли в правую часть? А, нет, они вышли под церковь, под тайлу, на рельеф. И дальше им надо убивать церковь и идти на перо. Там идеальная позиция, если они закроют вот эту вот часть. Поляки там тоже играть особо не могут в их сторону. В общем, я думаю, что у них все будет хорошо.
Finally getting its way to the gunpowder, Toby, but now that it's there, it's hitting and it's starting to explode all over the map. You can see Polish power.
А сколько игр уже было в этой группе? А, это 6-й матч в этой группе. За 6 матчей у ребят 13 фрагов. А у кого-то по 58? Что-то не понял я. А, боже, забейте, это ПТСы, господи. Это не киллы. Все, опять тупанул. То есть у них еще меньше 13 киллов, скорее всего. Хотя, может быть, это чисто за киллы. Ну, КМ и фармят.
On that northeastern side.
And able to do so before United could really get a push on towards them. United now going back the other direction, but 17 looking their way too. Faceline in the meantime, similar situation.
4 фрага у КМов. Надо, чтобы 17 гейминг начали назить как-то этим пацанам, тогда КМам немножечко посвободнее дышать будет. И может быть они даже под этот файт подсосутся. Но сколько там ребята 17 гейминг ослал? Трое. Там очень хорошая позиция у Шоу, по-моему, стоял, да, под ними? Очень хорошая позиция у него, типа там ребята пушатся очень легко. Да боже, квешн марки, ребят, квешн марки, вы чё, не знаете Адоуза, вы не знаете Хоббита? Вы чё? Вы чё, пацаны? Адоуз, Хоббит, Данте, Филферст у них там.
Slowly starting to make their way up. They do not want to lose anybody here. They realize that having 4 alive here at this point is huge, and they will find that last kill.
I feel bad for the observers because everybody on the server.
А, пацанов из ЮУ развалили все 17 гейминг, ребята, да? Они забрали 3 типов? Нормально. Что-то я пока в чатик смотрел, все упустил. Пацаны из Тайлу так сильно хотели закрыть КУЭМов, что отдали церковь. В итоге в церковь пришли ребята из команды USJ. Но это, я так понимаю, крипы, да, какие-то? Ну, по крайней мере, по количеству поинтов. По положению в таблице. Хотя, не скажешь, что фейзы крипы, правильно? Не скажешь, что перо крипы. Просто я даже не видел никогда этих USJ. Кейн, Корн, Шева. Филферст опять в ноке, второй нок у него. Я, конечно, последние годы не плотно слежу за компетитив пабгом, только за какими-то крупными турнирами. В принципе, за единственными турнирами, да? В итоге у нас только вторая зона хардшифт вниз был, все остальные хардшифты вверх. Ну, Густав сейчас пофармит тут хорошо. Или нехорошо. Умер Густав. Блин, что-то башка чешется у меня. Что за фигня? Коэмы все еще фулл составом играют. Имеют довольно-таки неплохую позиционку, на мой взгляд. С учетом того, что их типы, которые им назят, это 17 гейминг, их сейчас выдавит зоной, и потом им будет посвободнее. А, там еще чувак из Ю валяется. Ой-ой-ой. Tyloo on one side, got the remaining 2 players of 17 on the other. And in the meantime, Daytrade again spreading out, taking control. Xiaoyang will find the first Americano there to steal it. But Belmont, I mean, погорячились они, мне кажется. Под них ехать. Что-то я не понял, что они хотели сначала сделать.
Out of that south side to make it through. Xiaowu does get spotted out by Tyloo, so that's 17 down. There's now Tyloo up to 4 kills. Daytrade already having 6 for themselves as well. And you still have that snake in Rello for United that could strike at any moment, so...
Как же там Релло отдыхает? А, боже, какая церковь? Это же бетонки, о чем я? Я вообще потерянный. Ребята из Тайлу встали на место, где были перо. Адоус умер, тут все. Коэмы закончились.
Gonna try to throw the grenade over, but Aduzi immediately pushing in, but nicely done. And it's flash. There's Zhao Yang will finish him off, but Daytrade a little bit of an...
Тайлу здесь теряют двоих, что?
Still down, but Daytrade, like you said, they've just kind of been biding their time. They haven't made the push over onto USG, and USG using that opportunity to kind of spread out a little bit here as Rello's been spotted. but no shot. Oh,
Wait,
oh.
is that intentional that Fawn didn't shoot at him?
This sneaky.
Нормально тут чувак прилег, кстати.
There's no way he didn't see his
I
feet.
mean, we
Вот
all saw
это
his
вот
feet.
мужчина умеет сники-пики играть, блин.
I mean,
You know what?
the
Maybe
only
they want to use
Нашел
it as
себе
bait.
ямку,
I'm not
поставил
sure, but,
машину,
I
никто
mean,
его не
Well, the only
чекает.
thing I can think about is Korn maybe is trying to be this flanker and he doesn't want to take shots, but he just took shots at Ty Lue.
Yeah, I mean, if he's trying to get into good off-angle position, no reason to give up that
He might have just not seen
intel early on. That was interesting. Xiao Yang peeks on over, great timing from Norens. The trade comes through.
Я немножечко не понял, почему КМы так поторопились и куда-то поехали, когда они могли дождаться, пока выдавит, ну, пока тот край, с которого им назили, немножечко подзакроется, и они не смогут уже им назить. И они просто могли играть в тайлу, их бы никто не трогал с левой стороны, мне так кажется. А они что-то поторопились вроде. По моему личному ощущению.
You're prone behind a vehicle like that, you know what, you'll take those placement points any day of the week.
Exactly. Third place for that. We take those. So USG 4v4 against Ty Lue. And Ty Lue right up against
Нормально пацаны с последнего места на 11-ю строчку прыганули.
The only problem is that it's this low ground valley, Toby, so it's really hard. I mean, they've got to have vision on everything, essentially, to see where these guys are going.
4 фрага плюс 6 поинтов, это плюс десятку хапнули сразу, да?
PGC 2022. But you do have two, and they're both on donuts.
You got to imagine Ty Lue's got a bunch of utility still left to play
I mean,
with here. I mean, there's so many crates.
Like 12 people on that side of the circle.
So
yeah.
many crates. So
But then again, I mean, USG hasn't really had to use utility all that much either, so it should be pretty even. You do have lethals on Keen, as you can see here. 2 nades and Molly to work with as well. And of course, level 3 can an MK in hand. It's not exactly the worst setup here either.
Но я думаю, Тайлу тут должны выигрывать. Хотя, если Шева сейчас... Ну, тут инстарез. Ой, хае хорошая может быть.
As they immediately go, good shots from Americano. We're going to find Xiao Yang. The res does come through onto CC 108. Kind thinking about going for it here onto Shiva.
Почему?
Pulling it off just yet. Now the push is coming through, and now
Хорошо.
Thomas is going down, and USG Donuts taking control over the late game.
They're using each other as bait absolutely perfectly. It's CC is there. He's still alive. It's a 2v2 still with Sia on the other side.
Идеально с будки разыграл. Идеально просто.
Now it's a 2v1. Sia should have the perfect bag angle, and there you have it. Ty Lue. 13 kills and a win. They came in today second most points on Miramar day one, and they just netted themselves another 23.
Absolutely clean late game stuff from Ty Lue, as they had Donuts running in circles. They had no
Наклеечка у него на мышке, блин.
They had no clue that Sia was there. Americano
Так, а какие перерывы, кстати?
Without ever knowing who shot him.
I like the idea of what they were trying to do. Not use each other as bait per se, but play off of each other's angles. Try and always have that spoiler player. Execution, though, on the side of Donuts too slow. But then again, when you're going up against the super hot Ty Lue, who's already at that point in the game been rotating, been fragging out, you can't really fault them.
No, absolutely.
5-10 минут перерыва, ё-моё. Понимаю, блин.
They had the compound, they got second, they got a few kills to go along, but they are left to wonder what could have been. Well, let's throw it over to the analyst desk to hear what they have to say about game number 1.
A great one coming in from Ty Lue. Thank you, boys. That is them getting yet another great performance on Miramar. Very much out of the way.
Да Ким же в Дубай даже визу делать не надо было, да? Подожди, или надо в Дубай визу? По-моему, не надо. По-моему, в Дубай летали без визы. Что-то я забыл уже. Тут Джинджи, конечно, подрались не очень хорошо. Назили им спину, это тоже, конечно, обидно было.
backstab him basically. Day trade, and you know, in general, I hate this area. It's so much open terrain. It's until you get onto this late game here where we see Donuts and Tyloo fight, it's just so much open terrain. And there's not.
Давайте ждем следующую игру тогда.
And also Rello managed to snake a good placement. I love that Donuts left him alone to try to leave him as a potential spoiler to one of the teams that are overplaying over there.
Especially when some of the area that you're talking about is like low ground, and there's teams looking down on you. It's like, what am I supposed to do here?
Nothing.
It's open, there's no rocks, there's nothing.
You can't do anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult here, but CC absolutely popping for Tyloo towards the end, as previously mentioned. Really big performance. And again, that is like a huge victory for them here, because they take game number 1 of the day. It's Tyloo with the chicken dinner. But looking at how their results played out on Miramar so far, it's like all podium.
It's crazy. 4th, 3rd. I don't know if you can call 4th the first podium place.
I kind of call it podium in
top 4, especially here when we're 16 teams playing. Yeah, for sure. And 13 kills to boot. Another tie, a 4-way tie for most points in a single game here. 23 points for Tyloo, 2,000 damage. Look at all the utility they also committed to the fights throughout. 10 stun grenades, 12 grenades in general. A good game for that. United though able to salvage a really, really bad game into a top 3, which gets you 5 points and a kill with that as well. So that's 6 points for a complete game that should have been, 1.2 points for them.
Looking at this does make you wonder how much USG was working with utility-wise, even gear-wise. They were in this compound for quite a long time, not really getting a lot of kills off the back of it. And, when that's not happening, you're not really trading out, getting to body boxes, picking up more, etc.
They had to focus on defending kind of the west side so nobody else came up behind them, right? They had to be the last team getting out of the compound, otherwise they're going to be having a rough time. But yeah, there are so many other fights around and close to them that they didn't really have that many opportunities. Day trade as well, they had a really unfortunate fight that actually ended up them losing it and getting 4th. They were looking really good, but then a few utilities here and there and a few knocks, unfortunately, going their way. Then they go out in 4th, and they had a good, as you see, good rotation, big rotation, a lot of reactive movement for them throughout here. 35,000 meters for all the 4 team members combined here. But yeah, Tyloo definitely cleaned up Day trade quite nicely. And then Korn here, he saw him. And that Castle we're talking about, and it was like, we're going to leave him there. We're going to leave him as a potential spoiler, kind of use him as the 5th team member on Donuts, but they had to get rid of him so he didn't spoil them themselves.
Do you fancy talking about Korn a little bit more? Because I really want to talk about Korn a little bit more.
The food or the player?
Definitely not the food. Because the beginning of that game was quite fun. I was really enjoying Noadra having a bit of a hard time with Venture. Were you?
No, I was not.
You weren't?
Noadra was on my fantasy team. I was not having a fun time. Him being knocked twice by a iron side barrel with a 3x right next to it. He would have gotten that kill quite easily if it wasn't for him missing that 3x when he ran out of the door. But he was so focused on trying to get him. He knew that he was parachuting quite close to him, trying to get one of those to one of the compound with the cars. So yeah, Tyloo 23 though, and a good game for them to start with. This is a huge boost for them. They go straight into 60-point club with that. 2,000 damage. Look at that, 800 for CC 108.
I mean, he joins an elite club so far across these days. You're looking at your kickstarts, your 777s, your Ming Mings as well, getting up here in terms of the kills overall. Really impressive performance by him. There are other names in that list as well. I just can't remember them right now. So yeah, great stuff by CC, really keeping Tyloo in a very, very strong and firm position. But that being said, whilst we, look at, I want to look beyond this because, one, we noticed that down towards the bottom, it's very close. We saw Polish Power having a little bit of a jump, but again, it's 2 or 3 points is going to make you jump down there at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, Petrograd 16th place though for the 2nd most voted team to win PGC currently. We'll say though, a 23-point chicken dinner will literally get you into the top 8 right now. So it's still really close. It's early days. 6 games have been played. We got 2 more of each map to be played today. Still, question mark, still in 9th place, but they still got 11 points ahead of Donuts right now, and our bottom from 10th to 16th right now, they are extremely close to each other. It is really scrappy. On the left-hand side, both Tyloo and United looking good. Day trade also in there with Take Me Away, and then still have a jump, 11 points again here. So kind of looking a little bit like we saw in Group A, James, with 4-5 teams kind of sponging up a little bit. So the question is really, is United, Tyloo, and Day Trade and even take me away gaming here, are they going to be able to continue that sponging? Because that means our cutoff point is going to be even closer.
Yeah.
And the potential, you know, jump from just one game is going to be huge. You can jump, you know, 6 placements with that.
Yeah,
one good game.
My eyes very firmly on 10th through 16th right now, because question mark.
Just staring at it.
Well, I mean, the fact that they're kind of almost 10 points ahead or so of that kind of 10th place means that even a little bit of a gap there. Again, as you say, because it is early days here in this group, there are still prime opportunities. But if Tai Lu continues on the tirade that they have found themselves going on Miramar, they, as you say, there may be some sponging going on because they've looked really good on Miramar.
They've been super strong. And 2 more games for them to go, and then fantastic. 23 points though in this one. Consistency throughout is what it really matters to them. 4th and a 3rd as well, plus their win.
The thing that I like about Tai Lu on Miramar is they know how to position themselves to just survive to the late game. And in the late game is where they're picking up all of these kills. When they know that, okay,
that macro is fantastic.
Yeah, we have a prime rotation into the circle we need to, and then they're holding down a location, not a compound, a location very, very well here. And that was very impressive in the previous game.
Of course, mechanical skill is also a huge factor here. Being able to win, you know, 1 versus 2s and survive multiple times. There's a few times where they were like, all right, they should probably lost 1 or 2 guys, but they just won they win their gunfight. So get these 1 versus 2s and just pop off. United here on screen, tied first right now with Tai Lu, 61 points. Again, 90 points. You are pretty safe. I mean, even now we're not even halfway through the day or halfway through the games in general.
They make it.
It is extremely likely they make it. Like, we're talking even with the absolute worst games, they're going to get 90 points. So.
Yeah, especially with the consistency that they've found not only in their region, but also to start things off here in Group B as well. I want to see more pop-off moments from that man. Good old kickstart. But even across the board here, there are lots of opportunities to pop off. We've even seen Snakers being able to get himself some pretty impressive kill numbers from day number 1 as well.
And damage too.
Yes. Very nicely done. All right, well, time to head over to the commentators once again here for the desert. Miramar time here for game number 7 of Group B.
Thank you so much, James and Martin, for the great breakdown of what was game number 6. Now we're headed on over to Miramar once more, Poro, for yet another seemingly fair plane.
Fair planes abound. They're not airplanes, they're fair planes. But Tai Lu, man, what a heck of a first game for them is. I think they brought up a good point. You look at the top of the leaderboard and things are starting to get a little spongy up there at the top.
I mean, we have a bold main sitting in 2nd overall for kills in this group.
Love to see it.
Not a lot of bold mains out there, at least not coming out of China. So who knows? Maybe we're in for a new meta. I feel like there's quite a few in other regions, or at least a few starting to get back into it. But bold mains, well, they can find kills too.
Rejoice! CC108, your leader, is in the building as we check in with Yuppie and Take Me Away Gaming. A little bit of a rough start there after the run-in with Gen G.
That is putting it very, very kindly.
It will, yeah. It definitely is. But, you know, we saw them have most of their points, I believe.
Так, отлично, прилег на диван, но по уведомлению Марии Викторовны, что началась игра, пришлось вернуться к вам в чат. Так хорошо полежал. Так, у нас с вами Мирамар, 2 зона. Блин, какая же зона? Так редко ее видим, блин. Блин, ну что-нибудь бы новенькое, а, уже? Что-нибудь непредсказуемое. Так, у нас квешн-марки Кобру, да, плутают. Далековато для них, далековато. Вот отлично, да, контеста нету, показывают что-то. Но мне кажется, что... Ну, надо как-то над этим работать.
I do kind of wish they had played that interview right after GG killed 3 of them. Because keep in mind, this interview is a couple of days old.
He was right on, wasn't he?
This was not recorded between last game and this one. They said it. GG's a threat. We tend to run into them. And oh my lord, did they run
Так, это у нас за прошлую каточку, да?
Well, fortunately for them, this time completely opposite sides on the map in the early game. So
Пента, как ты сюда попал, блин? Мне кажется, отличная картинка. Кто здесь лишний? Ксяохай? Ксяохайкс?
The way they played the previous game. If you go back,
Люлялвейс?
every second of it,
Юпи?
to tell me I'm wrong.
Crazy?
There was at any point from phase 4 and forward, there was no point at which any player was ever left alone.
Чувак с ником Юпи. Интересно, сколько ему лет? Ему лет 18-19, наверное, блин. Crazy тоже. Эх, мелкие пацаны.
There's a player there ready to take the fights, and on 3 different occasions in that final 4v4 against Donuts, there were surprise players that they didn't know the whereabouts of, but they are so incredibly fast at adapting, at feeding the info across, so that they can come out victorious in some of those fights where most other teams would never be able to pull off stuff like that.
Well, take me away gaming, taking a few shots there from Expendables. Now Flood just creeping up on the backside, scouting things out.
Блин, ну хотя бы нытика бы сюда еще. Чтобы он поныл. О! Да ладно! Вот это да! И эта команда на первом месте, я правильно понимаю, да? За по результатам 6 игр. Нифига у чувака пульс.
Is within range, but I think USG is just looking to see if maybe they can catch Rello as well.
Now, I'm not gonna go out here and say it. Hold that thought for a second.
Отвратительная стрельба от Релла, конечно. Мне так показалось. Он должен был выбивать.
Well, it's 2 games. And plus, I didn't tell him that I took him as my counter. I told him that I still had show.
Так, поляки тут закусились. Или они выбили, походу, их, да? На ротации подловили. Что-то как-то прохладненько, блин. Температурки поджарить, что ли? Что-то как-то слабовато греет. А на улице у нас... Блин, у меня 24 градуса, а я мерзну. Это чё? Я не понял. 24 градуса, это же вообще Ташкент. На улице 0. Клави механика с оптическими свечами намного лучше обычной механики. А с чего ты решил, что она лучше? Я не пользовался оптическими свечами. Чисто тактильно она точно не лучше. Хотя там вроде есть имитация. Ку-ку, здорово. Минус Адам. А, Кроникс. Кроникс решил... Нет, у него все вышло. Не знаю, я не пользовался клавиатурами с оптическими свечами, поэтому не могу ничего сказать по этому поводу.
shots now for Polish Power. All off of wild card, yeah. So Waikikamuka just heading off north.
This is not a bad play by Polish Power either. They find the first two, they see the last two wrap north around.
Yeah.
They say, you know what? If they're going north on this one and the circle is where it is, there's only really one place.
Эти вайлд-карты, они просто на ротациях все померли. И куда он едет, я не совсем понимаю. И чей звук мы слышим, я тоже не понимаю. Что за смоки раскрывались только что? What? Что? Что произошло? Я ничего не понял.
This is a test of their mental. We'll see how they bounce back after this.
Definitely a mental test as they.
Что-то туго до меня доходит. Чувак, мы что, похожи на консультантов по девайсам, что ли? В DNS или что? Я вообще не грибу, что за клавиатуру ты мне называешь? И Google-то тебе для чего, родной? Хорошо!
Members of TMA, Lulu always Xiaohai. Where are they? Lulu is there. Xiaohai is still off to the south. He's slowly coming in as TMA just kind of trickling in.
Вот Dark Project KD87 лучшая клава. Это я могу сказать. Потому что я сам ей пользуюсь.
With 2 HP remaining, see what? And Lil Ghost is here. What is going on? Everybody collapsing on each other.
Ну, мышь ты по моему совету взял, потому что я ее брал, я ее щупал, я ей пользовался. Я изучал, какие у нее комплектующие, перед тем, как посоветовать. А про клавиатуру я вообще не грибу, что ты там называешь. Вот если бы я ей попользовался, я бы сказал, хорошая эта клавиатура или нет. Капец, он терпеливо сидит, ждет.
Not going to be an easy run because if he runs anywhere on the left side, they're going to be within vision definitely. The good thing for them right now is that there's no windows on that side of the building facing towards them. So maybe they'll be able to stay alive for a little while longer. Back towards Expendables versus Take Me Away Gaming 4v2. Xiaohai though, shotgun in hand.
Нет, Super Light непосредственно я не юзал, но там отличий от просто G-Pro у нее не особо много. Типа там основные отличия это вес, немножечко другие микрики. Найс флешка. А все остальное то же самое, по-моему. Не помню насчет сенсора, но типа как те обычные. Но мне не нравятся микрики ее. А во всем остальном отличная мышь. Но, типа, за эти деньги можно взять намного бюджет... Точнее, не стоит за эти деньги брать эту мышь. Можно бюджетнее взять. Ничуть не хуже. Вот, например, я вчера на Алиэкспрессе купил мышь себе. Я выложил в телеге какую ссылку на нее. она ничуть не хуже, чем G-Pro Wireless. Как и Z-Gaming, которая у меня до этого была.
Donuts, well, they've had enough of this one as well. They want to get the buildings themselves. It's a straight up 4v4. They do have little goes nuts, so I understand that they're pushing forward now. But as you can see here, these buildings are so damn difficult to make a proper push on towards. Nice Nate underhanded out the window. That one actually could be really good on towards Soldier. Does he get up the staircase just exactly? Able to get away from that one.
Просто хочу беспроводную. Ну вот посмотри, которую я вчера купил. А у нее даже форма такая же, плюс-минус, как у G-Pro. 3600 стоит. А G-Pro 12 косарей стоит. Я тебе все мышки, которые назвал, все беспроводные были. Типа, если только G-Pro ты купишь с рук на Авито 1000 за 5, тогда отличная покупка.
Yeah, you can see Pretty Curdy already rushing back to the rest of the squad. I think he realizes that the circle popped and everything's going to be.
Но при этом у них дабл-клик постоянно. Tипа, я перепаивал себе микрики.
But no jousting going on just yet. Fortunately for Petrichor, they were able to get through that Tyloo roadblock, and USG and 17 busy, caught up amongst themselves, weren't able to do any gatekeeping of their own. So somehow 17 actually getting this res.
Yeah, it's a good one up, able to get over to the other side, get the res on through. Whether that's hesitation on the side of Donuts, or just them risking it all and actually managing to pull it off, I'm not sure. But again, Donuts seeming like, even though they did go for the aggressive play initially, didn't like what they saw, fell back, and now we're at a stalemate once more.
That's a dirty little shot there onto Anonix. Gotta give a shout out to Donuts here. While they're in the midst of this fight against 17, still had the wherewithal to look off to the north and take shots over towards the Expendables to keep that third party from crashing on. So Ninja 2K had to pull up just short. So USG aware of their surroundings while still in the middle of this.
Мне кажется, они тут уже просто 100 лет между собой. Вот это сидят в импе. Я... Джинджи тут сдохли, да? Я упустил, как Джинджи опять сдохли. А чё Джинджи? Играть будут, нет?
Shut up by one of his teammates. So
sneaky lad. But Levi's so sneaky. Oh, he actually got him too. So Dutch is there you go. Waikikamukow gets spotted out somehow. You can see they are just that's definitely a frustrating.
Я в Telegram скидывал, я его говорил же. Этот чувак сдох? Бы, если бы Тайлу нормально постреляли. За кого болеть-то? Ну вот квешн-марки это QM. QM. Команда из СНГ. В этой группе она. Не может в Рейзере Дезадере V2 срывать сенсор. Просто почисти его тогда. Или у тебя ковер говна. Ты, конечно, извини, но сенсор у Дезадера сорвать невозможно просто. Либо у тебя дефекты ковра, либо у тебя грязь, волосы какие-то в самой оптике.
Smelling the blood in the water here as well, and they want a piece of it too. Korn finds one, doesn't get the second. No, he doesn't. Donuts out, but a valiant effort. They find 6 kills.
Какая-то вакханалия. В итоге 17 гейминг остался только шоу, и он не идет. Он знает про ноки, но он не идет туда. Коэмы благополучно проехали мимо этого файта в полном составе. Но встали в говнопозицию. О, это просто такая терпильная жопа у них сейчас. Чуваки из дома просто выйдут и закидают их. Хотя они не могут, там перо снизу сидит, да? Не знаю, рановато для такой зоны они туда заехали, мне кажется.
17 Gaming, 11th place, and now Expendables up to 10 kills already at the 18-minute mark.
And that's and 777 has already been taken out. So look at this, Levi's Duck Shoes.
You were talking about 777? We can do it as well. It's not just a one-man show.
Boy, these Expendables, they have come in here with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove, and man, they are getting it done. FaZe, meanwhile, have had complete control over the South. Nobody anywhere near them for quite some time now. They've been kind of taking these long-range shots over towards day trade. Luminosity still.
Ну, типа я уже не могу пользоваться проводными мышками. После того, как я привык к беспроводным мышкам, проводные мышки — это ужас.
Look at the kill steals.
Yeah, after Gen G goes out, I mean, FaZe has literally got half the circle to themselves.
То есть, чувак, ты решил тачку похерить, да?
Now, yet another team to run into Expendables. They've dealt with quite a few thus far. We'll see if Duck Shoes can find one behind the van there.
And look at the Polish power now right behind Tyloo as well. This is not looking great for Tyloo. They have the smoke walls down, but the happy feet.
Ну, Тайлу прошлую выиграли, можно и потерпеть теперь.
And he's going to go down. Not likely to get rezzed here as Marcelic has a few more utility to throw over this direction. CC 108. Ooh.
Straight through with the utility being used. They are just on the edge of the circle. New one's going to go up towards the buildings as well. Now is when I want to see Cappy go up and help the team out. They have a perfect.
Вот смотрите, сейчас команды смогут спокойно играть вот тут вот. Вот в этой вот части, по-моему. По-моему, ни ангар, ни дом ничего не сможет им сделать. И если у них будет возможность выходить, смотреть, что с этими боксами, то question марков просто там уничтожит. Их просто закидают. Вопрос в том, смогут ли они подойти, может быть и нет. Скорее всего, не дадут им подойти. Возможно, это хорошая позиция, но, блин, не знаю. Сама по себе мне она не нравится.
They gonna fortify Cappy's position and try and backfill on FaZe Clan in this? Or are they just gonna go into the fields? I mean, with the where Ram's position, they should be
По самым первым играм групповой стадии не стоит делать какие-то выводы. Вы зря, вы торопитесь. Все еще 100 раз поменяется.
Oh, Levi's with a sliver of health left.
13 киллов чуваки сделали уже, молодцы. Ну, поляки, мне кажется, должны заканчиваться.
Little Dorito triangle was looking down to the south this entire time. Hasn't really been concerned with looking off to the west because, as you said, Bury Ram in that compound, not really of interest to Polish Power. They can't really make that push. So all of a sudden now they're going to be coming down here, backfilling around FaZe. FaZe going to have their eyes on for this one, but they have been fully engrossed in day trade.
Хотя, слушайте, если сейчас фейзы начнут получать ноки от Day, или, ну, закусятся солидно, то, может быть, даже поляков подпустят. И если поляки подойдут, то фейзы закроются. Единственное, там бурирамы должны проходку полностью видеть у поляков вроде бы. Ну все, тут Густав уже дал инфу, я думаю. Не должны тут поляки разыграть. Хотя, они спокойно проходят. Забейте. Все фейзы развернулись, но поляки уже все в упоре подошли. Типа сейчас, естественно, позиционная доминация у фейзов, но уже есть где играть полякам. Хотя их там бурерамы в них вцепились, ну все, тут поляки заканчиваются. Если бы бурерамы не вышли, то тут еще под вопросом 2 нока, фейзы, потому что поймали. А сейчас все они должны закончиться, и фейзы, и поляки. Там еще Дэй подошли. Фейзы полностью... А, нет, не полностью. Посмотрите, бурерамы уже в упор подошли. При этом ног поймал. Ой, господи, эти бурерамы. BBL тоже начали потихоньку в эту сторону смотреть, разыгрывать, пытаться сюда. Хотя нет, они не выходят. Все, минус поляки, минус фейзы. Бурерам отходят. У Дэй очень уверенная позиция. Очень хорошая сейчас пока. Еще и транспорт у них должен быть. Перо поехали под ангар, под BBL. В будку? До свидания. С такой игрой нахер. So juicy? Понимаю. Почему Luminosity не играют под турков? Что они будут делать, когда их сейчас синька подожмет?
Levi's has since left, and now he's going to spot out Luke 12, and now a knock has come through onto... Oh, Ixlife going to be the one to do it, actually, as BBL got the knock on a Kurt.
They're smiling. They're happy.
But, oh, yeah, why wouldn't you be? I mean, 13 kills, and they almost got away with murder there. As long as going to find a Uzi. So Petrichor Road not out of it just yet.
Crucial pressure they're able to apply onto...
Начали уже закидывать их, да? Бурерамы, видимо. Перо поехали просто по дороге. Вот смотрите, Куэмы получили нок, чуть-чуть подзажались, и перо под это сыграли. Бурерамы вышли над Куэмами, как раз то, о чем я говорил, что их закидают там просто. Вот только нижний кем поддали перо, да, перестали смотреть вот эту вот проходку бурерамом к этим ящикам, все. Либо слишком зажато Куэмы сидели, и им можно было как-то попробовать. Ну, ты тоже там в такой позиции хер разыграешь нормально. Хоббит хорош. Хорошо, они разрезались, троих подняли. Ластового сейчас доберут и все. Да куда? Почему вдвоем нельзя сыграть? Нахрена одному играть? Что это происходит вообще? Он сейчас еще подымет. Данте сжег. Хоббита сжег. А Доус умер. As he survives a little bit longer for Buriram, but Day Trade slowly starting to collapse and squeeze the fist, and they will find him, and that will be their 9th kill. Day Trade now securing first place for themselves. Petrichor Road going for the res onto Ike's left. The reses have not come through yet for BBL. Турки полностью разрезаются, им надо текать отсюда. Что за команда Day? Первый раз вижу. Я тоже первый раз вижу. Но по никам это не Китай.
They've been so incredibly smart in timing their pushes, in understanding what's happening around them, and pull off plays that for any team in this tournament are difficult to do. So plenty of kills coming through, haven't lost a single player yet either. Oh, and quit. 5 Zykes left outside the wall. That is crucial. Crucial not coming through, because he could have caught them off guard, just like Ming might here.
Huge stuff from Quetta. Ming will find coming from the side. Day trade pitching at the worst possible time for BBL, and now it is down to 2 for BBL as Ming, he's going to get spotted out by Smash. Can he find one more? Quetta will be the one that does it, but Day trade rapidly collapsing here onto BBL. It's a 1v4, Toby.
Изи для Day. 12 хилов еще у них. Они закрыли фейзов, да? Закрыли поляков, по-моему, похавали. Корейцы? По крайней мере, по внешнему виду. Эй, покажите флаг!
From that entire late game, from the phase fight, they never actually took that fight with phase for the longest time until they knew.
А Смэш-то расширяется, капец.
Polish power fight, and then they came and swooped in and cleaned it up just quick as you like.
People have been doubting APAC. 26 kills between Expendables and Day Trade in this game. They almost took out half the server in an incredible fashion, and each their like kind of ends of the game.
Я не знаю.
But oh my lord, what a performance.
Я не знаю, Day.
I don't think people have necessarily been doubting APAC.
Вы посмотрите, какой он мощный.
APAC teams perform at this level at an international competition. We've always.
А чё он так расстроился-то?
And now finally it's starting to deliver here. But let's throw it over the desk to talk about that Day Trade victory.
That's right, Day Trade, a huge win for them. It seems like 13 kill wins is the magic number here so far at PGC, as we have Day Trade being able to convert from the field
Тайцы.
for 13 kills to boot.
Yes, about 15 to join for the 5-way tie for the most points in one game. They just can't seem to get more than 13 kills in a win here so far. But no, amazing to see Day Trade this situation here. That's the second win. They also had 2 4th places and a 2nd place. So overall, they're looking fantastic. I'm really happy to see that they're able to convert their regional domination into global domination now here for Group 8. And again, scrappy fights outside circles for no terrain here. Perfect third-party situations coming out for the Expendables again. I've been loving seeing both Levi's and also 777 Expendables so far. As the guys and as the casters have been saying, APAC really showed up so far here for PGC group stage.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Really, really good to see. Again, actually, I said it to you, I think yesterday, quite honestly, it feels like every region can win this PGC this time around, and that's super exciting to see. With all of these teams really stepping it up, really working hard to try and bring up the thunder, and Day Trade definitely one of those doing so. My only gripe is you can't call yourself Flash. That's not allowed. There's only one Flash in esports. Anyway, go on, continue.
That's good to see ED pop up. It was really good to see Quetpa get 5 as well, but you could see how BBL felt like that was a lost game. They should have won that game. That they felt like that. You can see Smash on screen afterwards here. But again, Day Trade with 13, 23-point game for them. That's going to put them very likely to be put them very likely to put them in first place here for this chicken dinner.
That's quite the win here for Day Trade, the second game of the day. Gets himself it on the board, and I think when you look at it as well, even their group stage as a whole so far, they've been flying. 5 really good performances already for them.
Super consistent from them. What I love from this game though is it was.
Что-то я не могу их найти, блин, хочу посмотреть. А, вот они.
Compound, and then they were just killing everyone coming to them. They were out there flexing. They were pushing teams. They were third-partying in so many cases. They faced Polish power fight third parties. So many situations where they had to push. They stayed 4 guys alive consistently throughout the game, and then ended up with a win and 13 kills. So very well impressed with this one here. 14 smokes as well, and in general utility usage for them throughout the game.
Да, все из Таиланда, но вот этот вот, как минимум 2 чувака там просто очень сильно на корейцев были похожи.
I just like ruining your name. What were you gonna say?
Которые сидели.
Individual performances in this game alone, though, was
Ладно. Вот этот вот. Ладно, забейте. Ждем следующую игру, чатик.
I think he ended up with 7 or 8 kills. So well played by him. And Ike's left, and then, you know, overall, my fantasy team in this game was in shambles. Ike's left, Code Marco, Noadra, they all died with you know, either zero or very few kills.
I think, you know, we were saying as well, also watching the game, Levi's getting 7 on the board as well. I feel like right now in this group stage, if you get 7 or above, that's where your God mode game is.
Right.
Like, we've seen it multiple times. 7 really has been that clutch number. We've seen an 8 and a 9 here and there, but 7's been looking real good. Day trade 23 points.
I wouldn't say God mode though. God mode, that's 1k club but 10 kills.
Yes.
7 is where you breach into, that's a huge game for you.
Okay.
Right? Like that's career-defining play game.
7's hero mode.
Yeah.
And then 10, your 10 or your 1k is your God mode. Yes. Okay. We've established the rules for now.
Fantastic.
Specifically PGC 2022. Okay. So the Expendables once again up there, absolutely popping things in this game. I will say as well, Avenger, Petrichor Road did something.
Yes, finally.
Hooray!
Good game for them, but rough game for them. They had to push through the compound. They had to push through PBL. It was a scrappy fight. We saw Quidpa open up, and then Iceclef went down. We saw Ming, really good Groza situation for them. But overall, it was a rough game for them. They had to push so many times, and the circle kept going away for them. They did end up getting good placement, 3rd place, as you see for them. But not that many kills to boot.
Yeah, here's Day Trade as well. But we've talked about them enough here for the moment.
Yes.
Let's talk about everything else that was going on. To be honest, I felt like there was a moments in this game where I thought it was going to be pretty big for Europe. It wasn't exactly to be. BBL did get up there, but there was FaZe still alive, Question Mark still alive, Polish Power still alive, but not a lot of conversions for old Europe.
No, and here's an updated leaderboard for the first 7 matches. We obviously got 8 more, but Day Trade put themselves in that 78 spot, 15 points ahead of United because a good game like that is going to put them comfortably. I would say at this point, Day Trade, congrats to the winners bracket for that one.
Yeah.
United had a really rough game for this one, but that happens when you go out with, you know, 2 or less points. Question Mark put themselves into 8 for 36. Luminosity fall to 36 on 9th place.
The problem for Question Mark's position in that game as well, it was always going to be nade bait.
Right.
With the way the cars are positioned as well, they were always eventually going to blow up once a team got up on towards them, and it was Buram, I think, who was able to make that gap.
I will say this though, if you look at our current bottom 5 teams, Buram, FaZe Clan, Petrichor Road, Polish Power, and Genji, you're like, how is that our current bottom 5? That is insane.
I mean, this is how I felt in Group A as well. I'm like, how is this our bottom 5? But, you know, this is the nature of the World Championship when you've got this kind of thing going on. So many good teams, but also the dynamics of each of these group stages. You could be a great team, but just the dynamic of the group doesn't work out for you. And I think we're seeing that for a few of the teams across the
also the meta is not what you thought it was going to be here. Also, you don't play the same style that you played in PCS 7, or you're not able to replicate it, change drop spots. There's so many factors in this case here.
All right, time for a break. When we return, we have one more Miramar on the cards, and then after that, we'll be heading over to the grassy pastures. We'll see you in a few for more PGC.
There's Day Trade Gaming, the best team in the APAC. Let's go. Hi guys, hello.
Hello.
Well, where were you heading? What did you do?
เพิ่งไปถ่ายทีมชูตติ้งมา
I just want to have a short interview with you guys and a little quiz time. Do you have time?
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Follow me. Welcome to Dubai DJ Gaming. Can you introduce yourself?
ชื่อเบลมอสครับจาก Daytech Gaming ครับ
ชื่อโนรินจากทีม Daytech Gaming ครับ
Have you met other players from other teams or other regions so far?
ก็เจอแล้วครับ มีทีมจีนแล้วก็ยุโรปแล้วก็อเมริกาครับ เจอมาแล้ว
เวียดนามยุโรปก็คือว่าเจอเริ่มจะครบทุกโซนแล้วแต่ว่ายังไม่ครบทุกทีมครับ
You guys were not that good in last year but became so strong this year. How could you become so strong this year and how could you be so consistent toward this year?
ก็พวกเราเตรียมตัวมาทั้งปีครับปีนี้ก็มีความมั่นใจมากครับที่จะทำได้ดีกว่าเดิมในครั้งนี้ครับ
You guys might not be the first and second in the PCS stat leaderboard, still high, but your team is all about the teamwork.
ก็ด้วยความที่เราเล่นมานานเราเล่นมาประมาณ3ปีเล่นด้วยกันครับแล้วก็เรารู้ว่าข้อผิดพลาดเราเป็นยังไงแล้วเราค่อยๆแก้ไขมาตลอดเลยครับก็ทำให้ประสบความสำเร็จในพิเศษด้วยครับ
ก็คิดว่านูรินเป็นคนที่ไว้ใจได้ตลอดครับเชื่อใจได้
ก็เหมือนกันเลยครับคือเชื่อใจเพื่อนมาตลอดเลยครับว่าเพื่อนทำได้อยู่แล้ว
So this is your first time coming into PGC. How do you feel? It's going to be very much different from PCS.
ก็ตื่นเต้นเหมือนกันครับเป็นครั้งแรกของผมด้วยใน PGC หวังว่าจะทำให้ดีที่สุดครับในการแข่งขัน
Which team do you think is the biggest rival in PGC 2022 for Daytrade Gaming?
ก็คิดว่าเป็นแชมป์เก่าอย่าง New Happy เหมือนกันครับที่แข่งแกร่ง
Any words to New Happy?
See you
Short and clear. What would be your determination entering into PGC 2022?
ก็พวกเรา Daytech Gaming จะทำให้เต็มที่ที่สุดครับแล้วก็จะทำให้ดีที่สุดใน APAC ครับ
You can enter in freely, but when you want to go out of this rug, you have to get right with some quiz. We're gonna have a quiz time. So I'm gonna give you 4 keywords.
PGC
Do you know which player this is?
number 2
Number 2. You're right.
Sound
I'm gonna play the sound.
MK12
Oh, easy? Was it easy? I want you guys to wear the eye mask.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a random gift. Nurin's first here.
อ๋อเขาให้เลือกเหรอ
ขอให้เลือก
Okay, this for Nurin and for Donat.
โอ้
ช็อกโกแลตต่อ
อันนี้เป็นตึกแน่เลยเขาให้เลือกอะไรก็ได้เหรอ
But only one.
เอาตึกดีกว่า
This?
This
Okay. Take off your eye mask.
โอ้
Gold one.
ไอ้ก็โก้
เฮ้ย
Oi.
นี่ไงอันนี้เป็น
Do you know what
Burj
this is?
Khalifa
Oh, Burj Khalifa, yes. What are you? Do you like it?
yeah I'm so rich
You're so rich.
ชอบครับชอบก็รู้ว่าเป็นตึกก็เลยหยิบมาเพราะอันอื่นไม่รู้ว่าคืออะไรแล้ว
First one you picked was the gold one.
โอ้อ้าวทำไมไม่เห็นว่ามี2อันเลยอ่ะ
PGC 2022.
Daytech Gaming
Fighting
We've got one more Miramar game left here to play for Group B today. Welcome everyone back to the PUBG Global Championship 2022. I'm Toby, joined by Poro. We are headed in to yet another set of Miramar. And believe me, if you ask Daytrade, I feel like they're pretty happy with this being Miramar once again.
I would think they would be. Yeah, pretty much any APAC team right now with the exception of Buriram. Well, even Buriram kind of popped off a little bit that last game as well. But Daytrade, the Expendables, it has been a show that they've been putting on. But Tai Lu as well, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to expect for this last game, but it's been fun to watch them.
And I feel like that's the blessing with us having nothing but amazing PUBG teams playing this set.
Yeah.
Oftentimes you can predict certain things because there's that one or two teams that are just that much better than everyone else here. Not quite the case. And even some of the teams that we might have been expecting to come out victorious still have yet to do that. It's, well, I mean, technically coming into this game, we're now halfway through.
Sure.
This group, and if we were to kind of just double up the points where we are right now, there are definitely some teams that I would not hope to see down here by the end of tomorrow.
There's still plenty of time to turn things around though, Toby, so even if you had a little bit of a slow start today, I mean, there's some teams in this lobby that traditionally, I mean, they'll pop off, they'll have crazy days, but there's always that one day that just doesn't really go that right, and you know, that kind of serves as a thing to kick them in gear. So we'll see what happens, but here we are, we're ready to go. We're getting into our final Miramar game of the day before we switch over to Erangel, and our plane is hard northeast to west, right over El Pozo.
We started off with two kind ones. We might as well finish off Miramar with a brutal one. If you are a team that loves to loot the southern shores of Miramar, well, you're gonna have a journey ahead of you because it's quite a stretch getting down there. El Sahar over El Pozo. They really don't come more north than this.
You say that. Well, I mean, I guess this is, I don't know if I've ever seen anything too much farther, at least not east to west.
I mean,
or
on the horizontal
like
line?
Yeah.
They don't get further north than
I don't
this.
think they do. If they do, it's not by much. But it does open up that possibility for that hard north circle, though. And I would personally love to go to Oasis.
It's I've had the pleasure once so far of casting.
Have you had
we had
the
a proper in PCS 7 EMEA. We had a proper city ending in Oasis, in the new Oasis, and it was, not gonna lie, just like any other city ending, but it was pretty interesting with how teams maneuvered up there, having seen the same old things for so far now. I'm actively looking towards Donuts.
I'm still tilted that we didn't, like in our final game of the day yesterday, we got that Picado circle. And there was just nobody left alive to play it.
А ладно, серьезно, игра началась. Вау. А я думал, она так и не начнется нахрен. Я чуть не уснул. Мне кажется, в честь этого события можно бутылочку открыть, отметить. Как вы думаете?
Wildcard technically does kind of loot over in that power grid. Now they've been pushed off since, and now.
Пожалуй, уничтожу грушу в честь этого события. Чуть не уснул, короче, пока ждал.
Much in a similar fashion as Twisted Minds does.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they decide to take that push there. Is QM going to loot up in the middle of the city?
Мне кажется, или картина с прошлой игры не поменялась. Найди лишнего.
You could probably avoid the blue zone.
I think right now, I mean, if you're Luminosity, if you're Taking Away Gaming, if you're FaZe Clan, and you were one of those last couple of teams to jump out of the plane, you know that you're having a free buffet on the northwest side of the map. And I would not be surprised to see the likes of Luminosity. Just, I mean, even though there might not be a team that you kind of think of.
Болеем, говорит, за наших, не вижу наших.
They know they've been blessed with an opportunity to make an early play.
А кто, по-твоему, наши?
Yeah. I mean, well,
типа, кого ты должен увидеть? Какие команды нашего региона ты знаешь вообще?
I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see this thing cut back to the west or just center up like we said on Laco, but lots of time left as we check in with Xiaotong and Tai Lu.
Это что за мужчина? Сколько лет ему? А, хотя он на вебке-то...
We came in today talking about the top of the leaderboard, soaking up all the points, and it really hasn't changed.
На фотке как будто мужик 45.
Is still pretty well within range for just about everybody.
We say that there are certain teams that thrive in the chaos in the earlier stages of the tournaments, and then we say that there are certain teams that give them the prep time, give them a couple of games to get grounded, and they will start popping off. Well, those teams that we want to see start popping off, they haven't quite done so thus far. But again, only halfway there, still plenty more PUBG to play.
Oh yeah.
Покажите нам поэмов. Что вы нам эту команду показываете?
But it's one of those where, because there's so many teams sitting towards the south, southeast, I would not be surprised to see the west. I mean,
посмотрите, как он кулаки держит. Как руку держит.
Sure.
Because there's gonna be 3, maybe 4 teams maintaining control of the, well, essentially the western.
Вот эти фотки у киберспортсменов всегда выглядят максимально крипово. Кринжово. Я не знаю, как это... Просто жесть. Я всегда... Нотки стыда ловлю. Чё они сделали с фотками? Скажите, пожалуйста, почему здесь ребята нормально выглядят, а здесь что? Зачем столько вот этого же шарпнесса или что там они? Ужас, обработка отвратительная.
They're not making it easy for us either. I gotta say, for Korn, I mean, one of the most scary things, if you're not just straight up running into a shotgun, it's gotta be, you park your car, you think you're good, you run into a building and there's a bike parked inside, you go, oh no, I know where this is going. Fortunately for Gregshot, he got his running shoes on today and he's full speed sending it down the hillside, and I mean, lucky him, because none of the Donuts players are actively looking for him right now.
Yeah, you definitely want to be careful about Korn. That guy can be a real freak on a leash. Shout out to the 5 people in chat that found that funny. As Adam taking a few more shots, taking out a few more tires, and Wildcard looks like they've pretty much secured their area of play. Still nobody off to the north. They've kind of forced USG Donuts down there, but Burirom's starting to get a little bit curious. We'll have to check in on that here in a little bit. 17, meanwhile, leaving El Pozo and just sending it dead center here, the north side of the crater.
I'm actually a little surprised. I mean, Genji does move early, and now 17 is kind of coming in up through crater plane, the north side, as you said. They're probably going to go straight into the dip above. And this is...
Ну, 17 Gaming должны знать, что Коэма лутают Кобру.
Today, I talked to 17 now. Well, hold that thought, because they might just be running into this. Did they hear something? Did they see something?
I don't think they did. I'm not even sure what they could have seen, really.
So while no fight is happening, oh no.
Да, давай! Ну!
Out of bullets. Fortunate.
Эй.
In the game that you don't have an extended mag.
Stop. You're gonna trigger chat again with your SKS is the best talk. Luke 12 scouting out a little. I think he may have spotted out Anonix there briefly. He definitely knows he's there now after those shots.
No, it's seeing 17 hard commit to the city early like that. I mean, we talked to them coming into today, and obviously they're still missing Xiaobei. They're still waiting for arguably one of the biggest fraggers in all of the Asia region to come to Dubai, and they've said, like, they were honest. I asked them how is your play
Люк,
style?
валил бы ты отсюда, дорогой.
Now that you don't have him here, they're like, you gotta play more passive. He's literally the entry. Like, he is the first knock in all of our 4v4 team fights. We can't go out and play as aggressive as we do when we have him now that he's not here. Not to take anything away from Shoshu, but Xiaobei is just, I mean, he's an incredible fragger.
Yeah.
And when you don't have him there, well, understandable that they're slowing things down.
He's about to land on the pineapple. But yeah, no, I mean, look, actually, I would argue credit to Suju. The fact that he's coming in as a sub. I mean, this is one of the best teams playing without one of their
8 минут игры прошло.
Top 8. So Suju obviously filling in admirably there.
Никто не умер.
17 not popping off on all cylinders the way they would like to be, obviously, but they're having to play with a sub, so it's expected. But to say that they are still in contention for that top 8 spot and to go on to that winner's bracket is huge.
It sure is. Sitting in 7th right now, not too far away from wildcard in 6th, so despite some forced roster changes, they are really looking as good, maybe even better than some might have expected.
better than expected. These boys have been an absolute pleasure and a delight to watch so far. The Expendables having a heck of a group stage for themselves so far. And through 2 days, or well, through 1 day, is a lot of fun to watch. And then you just kind of.
А сколько вообще людей смотрит PGC?
Pretty much the only APAC team in this lobby that hasn't really been doing too great, but they're still in striking distance.
Definitely,
so
definitely.
50 тысяч онлайна, да?
Jaxing pulls to take this fight now. Korn is alone though, so you can hear the shots coming from behind, and actually Konaxi with the MK in hand finds a headshot. That is perfect.
I think Jaxing just kind of trying to slow him down more than anything. There you go, nice shots from Korn. We'll land Jaxing down, and the rest of Buriram, you can see them off in the distance, not really too terribly interested in coming to try to revive their fallen teammate. I don't think they have much of an idea of where the rest of.
Там Дана играет, ее смотрят намного больше, чем некоторые официальные трансляции, блин, ё-моё.
Top of the company saying, you know, unfortunate happens. We try to spread out, we try to take more control, and honestly, when you look at it, with how much control Buriram also already got, might have been a bit of a stretch to go for. Korn was hit.
Так, у нас один человек умер, мы это пропустили. Как так-то? Кто? Из Бурирамов кто-то огреб.
Like he said, man, terrain gonna be the name of the game. As HC with that high ground, taking shots down onto BBL. Everything's just hitting hoods and roofs though at the moment. It's mostly just serving. Oh,
Нихера себе.
Yuppie. Where even is Yuppie?
He just drove past him.
Was that him?
He drove past him uphill and said, you know what?
Ну это с мотика, конечно, но все равно. Нормально. Не знаю, я вот, например, на SLR-ке глушитель не особо уважаю. Такое себе. 17 гейминг сейчас попробуют назить Коэмом, да? Коэмы в итоге оставили одну машину из-за этого.
I mean, let them go as well. They know that they're setting up, trying to deny this, what was most likely going to have to be exit from La Cobraria for 17 Gaming. So the more damage they can do.
Что-то они очень сильно ошиблись сейчас. А чё они не переехали там? Перевалились бы на дороге, а потом Марселек сидит там сверху. Нет, за фейзов не болею, никогда не болел за фейзов. Типа, когда там был Иван, можно было легонца приболеть за них. В тех моментах, где в целом не за кого болеть, а...
Waiting for Luke to come down and regroup, and then they'll make the play off of that once they trade commit to a decision. And speaking of committing to decision, Gen G, it's interesting how when we see, oh my god, thank you observers, that it was incredible timing. Right? Gen G currently wrapping all the way around the poster. I'm not saying this is necessarily going to be a bad play, because if the next circle goes south, we talked about how hard it was going to be to get down here.
Костя, ты чё, прибухнул? Я не играл в фейзах, я играл в форзах.
That they have good fraggers in between, but with how many teams that are so phenomenal in playing Edge,
NLT играет в другой группе и под другим тегом.
That is you rotating into an area you've never been to before, meaning no scouting done, no nothing of the sort haven't been found out for the team, and therefore, most likely, the opposing team, the team you're running into, is also going to be the team to get the first bullet off.
Yeah, Gen G. Definitely not the tournament they've been wanting so far.
And they're scout, like they're seen all the way.
Yeah, and kind of been dead last right now, and they're going to have to continue their wraparound. Did want to point out that LG did take the position inside the edge of the circle before Day Trade could, so you saw them taking shots at Day Trade as they made their way off into the blue. Can't even see them right now on this map. They are just off to that northwest, but Day Trade still 4 up, doing a wrap around on that western edge.
Ну тут единственная команда СНГ представлена КУЭМ, за кого мы еще можем болеть?
Apparently there's glue on the tires of that bike, the way that he just got stuck over on the other side. Oh,
He's fine.
Oh, I mean, sure it is, but he almost gave me a heart attack for a second there. Able to get off the hillside. Luminosity now having to make a play here as well. They're aware that there are still players from 17 in and around here, at least.
Что-то шоу решил скипнуть?
But I like the wrap here. I like the idea of wrapping all the way north around. Tank a bit of blue, get all the way around. So, smart play, trying to get across to a more empty side of the circle.
We'll have to keep an eye on that, though, because Show is feeding that information over his teammates, and they're repositioning. Meanwhile, Take Me Away, they're running into Petrichor Road here on the southwestern side. Polish Power have a little bit of an angle, too, but it's hard to tell who's got angles and lines of sight onto what here, as everything is happening on the side of this mountain. You can see, there you go, Petrichor, or Polish Power, TMA all at the top, FaZe Clan, the low man on the road here. BBL taking a few shots over there. Petrichor Road actually pull away as FaZe Clan just kind of blow through.
Куда фейзы поехали? Аллилуйя! На 15-й минуте умер третий человек! КУЭМы опять в какую-то срань приезжают. Что-то они играют в какую-то игру не ту. Фейс тоже СНГ, да? Ну ладно. Да, наверное, Дигери из Финляндии, русский.
On top of each other, haven't been able to flush anything out just yet. Polish Power has that high ground, but it's an extremely target.
Остальные все европейцы тоже русские.
United have a nice spot in the dead center of the circle. They're actually going to fall, take care of TMA, but BBL going to steal the kills away. That's
Нет, Форза не существует в PUBG. В PUBG из СНГ остались только Нави. Больше нет команд. Организаций, так сказать. Не команд, а организаций. Руслан, привет, кто кого? Ну, кто кого? Это групповая стадия. Кто тут кого может? Все друг друга по кругу. И заново. Зачем КУЭМы туда ушли? Почему вот Люминосити там сейчас стоят с кайфом? Они оттуда видят все, знают, куда можно заехать. Я не знаю, что там КУЭМы сейчас будут делать. Вообще не понимаю.
That, like, the entire west side of the circle here is going to be a downhill slant towards the center. So if you sit up there, if you play up there, you will be visible to the opposing teams further towards the south. And the E77 gets eyes on one. It's going to be Levi's to find the first. Ming able to get over the ridge line, but actually no, on the other side, now Ninja there, ready and waiting, takes down...
Перо просто отвратительно.
It just keeps on rolling for this squad. Ninja going to get rezzed while Polish Power... We're taking shots at Petrichor Road as well, but Ming still alive, still in the game here as the rest of his fallen teammates get finished off. Snakers will take one, Levi's will take the other. Cappy gonna find 777.
Инструкцию по как есть банан правильно в чат. Срочно.
Well, maybe being forced to play on, and as you see with Luminosity as well, you can't sit around in this area. You've got to full speed send it further down the ridgeline, further down the hill.
Неплохо ему стачки накидали.
LG leaving Luke 12 up on the high ground here to try to take shots at Wildcard, make sure that they can't just sit there and hard peek the rotation. So good work from Luke 12 there as the Expendables now back in vehicles, trying to find a
Здравствуй, Алексей Михайлович.
But BBL have not left their compound just yet. United has had eyes on them. They're just kind of sticking back, trying to see if they can pick up some points off of what's...
Ой, как за твой совет тебя можно подтянуть, знаешь, вот это вот. Ты там поаккуратнее.
instantly out of the car, instantly nade smoke thrown forward. They know they have FaZe just over on the other side, and FaZe are forced to make an aggressive play here.
Smart from FaZe too to immediately just rush in, knowing that the utility was going to start coming their way. Gustav
Ох, уже старые опытные люди, блин.
Petrichor Road is going to get eliminated. Ninja 2K will find out one. He'll find out two. 8C, the last one up for FaZe, and he's going to go down to Aduzi.
We knew it was going to be a tricky spot to play from, and once you have expended.
Слушайте, ну КМы зафармили двух нокнутых типов. Это хорошо. И теперь над ними, по-моему, никого нету.
FaZe left looking to the sky for answers. As it has been a slow start for them as well. Now down in 15th place. The Expendables still alive. Actually, there you go. Duck2's going to be taken out as Xiao Yang going to find a nice little angle. And Polish Power surviving through all of this.
Туда же подъехали поляки. Вот команда USG очень жадно сидит. Ты посмотрите просто, как разворачивается игра для КМов по итогу. С этой ямой беспонтовой. В итоге они в кайфе, и к ним никто не поедет туда. Вау.
Code Marco and Keppa, but this is the only real option that BBL had, and unfortunately for Daytrade, they're going to lose two right there. Bailmouth now the last one up. He hears the footsteps, waiting to see if he can maybe survive.
Я правильно понимаю, что турки мстят за прошлую? Просто Smash Solo решил... но он уже сдох. А посыпка у Бибелии произошла? В том числе. Ну, Smash за прошлую отомстил. Он там сидел, что-то переживал прямо. Вот, в итоге USG пустили в свой кемп типов. А что они вообще там нахрен закрывали тогда? Это единственные, кто могут к ним въехать, и они просто не смотрели ту сторону. Серьезно? Вы что, алкаши? Вау. Я в шоке. Ни одного чувака на приемке в бетонке нет. То ли они осознанно запустили, в чем я очень сомневаюсь, то ли просто прошляпили. У меня других мыслей по этому поводу нет. И еще... Ой-ой-ой. Ну, 17 гейминг, какой фейл. Чувак сидел. Чувак с гранатой сидит и почти перестреливает Шеву. Какой ужас. 17 гейминг. Вот это фейл. Слушайте, в итоге USG всех сейчас примут. Там что-то Кроникс орал. Курва, наверное, орет, сидит. О, кое мы поехали полутаться. Вот сейчас КМам надо закрывать вот эту вот всю часть верхнюю, вот эту. Люминосити сюда еще спустились. Чисто идут фраги лутать или что? А, да? А, да?
Oh my god, it's not often you see Alo get whiff a shot like that. And now Adam immediately turns around, but Americano quick on the trigger, realizing the situation. Immediately takes him back down, and now it's down to
Отличный молик.
LG were so quiet, so
А как он не загорелся, я не понял.
Wild card is eliminated.
Yep, nice molly from Purdy to try and isolate. Waikikamuka forced to make his way on through. He hears it, turns around. Despite being flash shots connected. Unfortunately.
Elo will find corn.
Американо нокнулся. Но тут все, тут USG сдохли.
Falls just shy.
And while all this has been going on, Lucas managed to grab all the way around, get up on the hillside in the back, just in case any of the Donuts players make their way out. And even though he might not find the damage or the kills here, he is feeding so much info across. Believe me, the building Shiva's in is marked on the map. They know exactly where to.
Он, скорее всего, от зоны сдохнет даже.
Beautiful work being done here by LG in the late game.
Хотя нет, выходит играть. Ну, смотрите, отлично полутали поинтов. 6 поинтов забрали, хорошо. И сейчас еще, в принципе, плюс-минус какую-то позиционку имеют. Еще и question-марки под них в оупене.
Their side of the circle. Everyone knows they're safe, except for Tyloo. But if Lindelof peeks on over the ridge line at the right time, he might find a few.
Gotta give huge credit to Question Mark Gaming. The day they've had today has been an absolute turnaround from their day number one.
Там, походу, турок где-то в рельефе валяется, да, или в будке сидит.
7 kills so far this game, 4 alive. They have control over the high ground on that western edge.
Ну, под будкой лежит, понятно. Там еще Тайлу. Вот Коэмы опять спешат.
They've played it perfectly. They have made landfall. Unfortunately, with where the new circle is going, they are outside. The issue for United, though, they are split. Relo Kickstart sits on this, like on the southern side of the road. They need to find a way to cross here. And now Tyloo is starting to look in this direction.
Сейчас вся карта будет фокусить Коэмов.
Trying to make a way down here. The solo hero, he's going to get spotted by Relo. But the problem for both of these teams is that you have Luminosity on one side, you've got Tyloo on the other side, and everything is in a bowl. They can just sit here and take shots down at anybody who tries to go outside.
While Tyloo will have to make a play eventually, right now, they can feast off of this fight that's bound to happen. Towards the south side, United, 4 alive. They need to hold off against
LG.
Question Mark. And while all this is going on, Luminosity, well, they've seen Tyloo play their focus towards the south, and they're going to take the fight up towards them now. 4 in a car, full speed forward. 1 nade could do it if they place it right. Xiaoyang, that info must have been fed across, and now the teams comes to help.
Вот для тех же Люминотити полный карт-бланш просто сделали Коэмы.
Curdy's going to stop his reign of terror, but it's down to Sia. It's a 1v1 versus Curdy. If he can win this, either one wins this, they can get the revive back on. Kurt's going to go down.
Отлично для Тайлу, плюс просто 4 поинта. Ну и для ИУ должны быть просто 4 поинта. Одного уже забрали. Ну тут им будет, мне кажется, нереально пройти. Тем более у них, походу, со смоками троублы.
10 kills for Tyloo. They've hopped into second place, 1 point behind Day Trade. United still in it as well. But they have to deal with Question Mark. And look at this, Tyloo. They're going to leave Xiaoyang on the high ground. He's going to feed the intel over to the rest of the boys. They've got a rock to play on this roadside, but that is
Ну, Тайлу дерьмово стали.
Trying to see if he can maybe find some.
У Адолза второй или третий ног.
And do they have time to go for that res?
Xiaoyang is in a perfect position up the hillside to find kills here. Only thing is, if he gets knocked, there's no one able to get up towards him.
There it is.
Tongs finds the ladder Question Mark, and all of a sudden, United, Tyloo gonna take the fight. Sia tried to go for an offensive position, but caught mid-transition. Snake is
Да, Тайлу!
Xiaoyang, you're up on the hill, you cannot go down. Well, now he does, and all of a sudden, Xiao Tongs is all that.
Это тоже умирает сейчас от кикстарта. Вообще просто
victorious, their third win.
Просто он танкист.
How good are these guys? They were fully
У тебя какая-то такая к Доузу скрытая любовь давно уже, да?
Immediately get 2 knocks back to back. I mean, they knew where everybody was.
They fend off against question mark. They're able to take the fight further forward. I do like to think that maybe while, I mean, had Tyloo been faster and trying to spread out, get some of these off angles, they could have easily caught United off guard, but they never even had to leave the compound to win the game from there.
That's the thing, though. I don't think United was ever off guard. I mean, they were absolutely aware of everything that's going on. Now, take nothing away.
Слушайте, а Нави и НЛТ показывают хотя бы иногда, нет? Или у них...
Other side of the ridge line, and still they managed to come back, fortify, and take them out. Let's take it back to the desk for the final Miramar of the day.
У них там какие-то проблемы или что? Может, они русских не показывают?
Another win on the board, and oh boy, did they make it look simple. We've got ourselves the moments from this game. A great holdout on this compound here for EU United and for any team trying to deal with them. So question mark. We saw.
Просто вот я смотрю третью игру, мы посмотрели полностью. Ни разу question марков не показали, ни разу. Хотя они сейчас в топ-3 сдохли. Следующий, может, покажет.
First, you know, a little bit of some solo pushes, some other push it, but also the push from question mark. While then Tyloo was trying to, I don't know, try to third party or not third party. It was not fully committed. And then one guy running in the open. It's not really what I expected from Tyloo, but still, Tyloo had a fantastic game and they managed to get some points from this one and also wipe out Luminosity, of course.
Yeah, they had an Uber Eats delivery coming their way from Luminosity Gaming, and there was a lot of nades, but none of them.
Им надо топ-1 взять, чтобы показали. Но другие-то команды же показывают. Топ-1, топ-2, топ-3, топ-4 иногда там.
You thought maybe this location might be where Luminosity would go.
It could have been decent with if they had more.
Эти USG показывали, они там вообще в топ-6 отъехали, по-моему.
Some broken ones or whatever, but I would like to see some split, like a split push from them. Not cut the compound, but with smokes and like try to hold out Tyloo. United though with a 20-pointer. A lot of nades used, but not that much of the other.
А Нави разве не украинцы? Ну, посмотри состав команды, если тебе интересно.
On that high ground, I'm actually pretty impressed that they're able to get this far with put 7 and a third for 12 total points.
They've put the boots to the ground of question mark in the past couple of games. That is fair, because right now they've pumped themselves up towards that top 8. Very nicely done, beating their chest all the way to the top. Likewise though, Luminosity, 2,400 damage as they're slowly creeping on up as well. Creeping up.
Good for the fantasy, of course. Here are some highlights. And in general, I gotta say, this compound here in this area, I don't like it. It is hard to
Можно назвать Нави украинской командой? А? Ну как ты считаешь? Организация с Украины.
No, it's also great. You can actually, because if you have your backs clear, if you have like the high ground clear from where question mark come, if you're the last team to get out of this compound to play uphill, it's actually pretty good as well, because then you're the last team to kind of
почти все с России.
hill game for that plane crash kind of high ground where you have this triangle where you have all these compounds around it. But this, where you have to get off into 2 different high grounds into the compound here is just so rough. 17 and 20 points though, James, for Tyloo and United.
Very nice, and as I mentioned before, kind of really continuing this top-heavy action between United and Tyloo.
5 teams with double digits. BBL managed to get 7 kills before they went out too.
Well, they certainly needed it in terms of trying to push up towards that top 8 as well.
Ну, 12 фрагов, ой, 7 фрагов, 5 поинтов, 12 поинтов в целом. Нормально.
Was it around the 9th,
10th
10th mark?
9th to 10th, yeah.
Yes.
Question mark was kind of the gatekeeper, and now they managed to jump in a little bit deeper here. But United, with the damages coming in, very spread out, but Kickstart continues to farm again.
На официальном сайте Нави убрали плаги игроков из РФ. Ну. С одной стороны, наверное, можно понять людей. Так что... Да! Ждем следующую игру. Дальше должен быть Ирангель. По логике вещей. По крайней мере, как всегда было. Так что... Небольшой перерывчик, пойду на Люси и что-нибудь. Вернусь, когда начнется игра. Давайте, не разбегаемся.
They're easily in the 90 plus club.
Let's talk about the danger zone then, because honestly, again, as we mentioned prior, there's big names down there. You know, you got yourself Petrichor Road, FaZe Clan, Gen G. Honestly, Petrichor Road and FaZe Clan, we've seen moments here and there. Gen G looks lost, man. This is... I'm not beating around the bush.
Throwing the pen on the table. Gen G's lost. Yeah,
I did that.
I gotta say, I'm surprised we haven't seen maybe a substitution or seen some other changes coming in effect here, but... Yeah, I'm not sure 100% what's going on. I'm gonna go back once we're done. I'm gonna go back and analyze what is wrong. What mistakes are they making, because it is looking so rough for them.
I am a thorough Gen G and South Korea enjoyer, right? I love watching, especially South Korean esports and everything that goes on there. However, I don't know what's happening.
A quick circle analysis from their first 5 games. They have in no games in Circle 3 have found themselves any circle lock, but then they have been able to make some proactive moves to get into Circle 4, Circle 3, Circle 5.
They're finding themselves on the edge, and they're losing those fights.
And they're not getting any circle lock.
Yes, it has been extremely rough for them. Not so rough for BBL. They are currently on the cusp.
Yes.
41 points.
They're pushing up a little bit there. Of course, they're you know, having not so much fun with the game that they felt like they should have won. When we have a home turf circle-ish, and they also get some good circles for it, but then they ended up having a Petrichor Road that are actually hitting a lot of bullets and shooting some good knocks on them. Then Day Trade coming in with full 4, you're not going to win that, even if Quetpep puts up 5 kills in that game.
The barrier for BBL would be Wildcard currently in 8th place with 45 points. And when I look at these two teams at the moment, I would put more stock in what Wildcard is able to do here so far. If you think back to day number 1 and how they were playing. But thank you. We are now ready to head on over as we go to the grassy pastures here. 2 more games. It's the penultimate game here for day 2 of Group B. Time to head to Poro and Toby for all the action.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, and yes, we are headed over to the grassy pastures of the Rabbit Island. I am Porosaurus. Joining me once again is Toby, and we have 3 Miramar games down. I'm interested, Toby. A lot of the times in Americas, we see the map change come around halfway through the day, and a lot of teams, if they had a bad day at the beginning of to start things off, they can manage to switch things up, get a lot more points on these closing games on a different map. Is there any team really that's kind of sticking out to you as maybe a team that might benefit from the map switch?
I feel like Baseline. I mean, with the plane path now favoring their land spot, also potentially with circles to come that could favor them should the plane path be anything to go by. FaZe could turn things around, and not only could, probably have to turn things around if they want to make it into the winners bracket.
Не понял, это чё, игра уже?
It has been a slow slog.
Что за херня?
So far, but know anything, any team
Перив где?
capable of finding their
Я уже такой разлегся.
And FaZe definitely one of those. Gen G, one of those as well. Petrichor Road, Polish Power. All these teams still well within range of that 8th place cut. So we take a look at our Erangel ranks so far.
Так, question марки у нас под сталбером над Яс. Again над Коэмами?
Because the blame hasn't allowed for it now, fortunately.
That is true.
For I suppose both Polish Power and Tyloo, the playing path also allowed Polish
Ну
Power
что,
to go to Lipovka, which, I mean,
отличная зона для Коэмов.
kind of like going out of Lipovka, so it's not a big issue.
Посмотрим,
Would like to go there as well, but I think with where
что
they
они
are
там
currently
покажут.
on the leaderboard, with what little Tyloo has to lose, you would be dumb if you're Polish Power to try and hot drop a team that's already qualified, because they have, like, they will be sitting there and waiting for you until your game is over.
Yeah. I mean, especially Polish Power 13th spot right now,
Exactly.
and yeah, and I think that was one of the things that we were looking at prepping coming into day number 1 for those first
talk
3
of
aerial
everyone.
maps. Yeah, was the potential for that hot drop, but again, no plane ever really for that hot drop to even happen. So now we're not getting there until match number 9.
Это после слета трансляции из-за серверов в Дубае. Не зевай, в смысле не зевай.
Fight again. I mean, LG, man, they were looking
Ты
so
видал, как
good
интересно
in
вообще?
this game. The clear out of wild card was so clean, and then all of a sudden Zhao Yang just comes up here and it just embarrasses.
Офигенно интересно. Не, ну тут, конечно, Luminosity отвратительно сыграли. Нам не показывают никакого интервью, да? Показывают выдержки из прошлой игры. О! Смотрите, здесь картина обратная. Но в целом игра та же самая. Найди, кто лишний.
He says, you know what,
Huh?
I'm going to counter that. I'm going to play the one angle they can't get a proper shot at me from, and he takes out 3. That is, you know, he has approximately a half second to make that rotation, to make that decision. It's a micro thing, but it is what gave him 3 kills, because they were not ready for it at all.
And that's going to be one of those things that just...
Позавчера люди на Твиче ждали трансляцию 5 часов. Чё?
And again, even, you know, you talk about differences between a
Посмотрите, как Норкис далеко сидит от Моника и Капи. Вообще капец. Я не могу так далеко.
And unfortunately for Cody, he ends up paying the price for it. But fortunately for LG, they had a decent game up until that point. Still in the top 8. So, you know, it's one that it's going to piss them off. But, you know, it's not the end of the world.
Well, you say that now. I'll take a look again at that situation when we come into the end of tomorrow.
It is still very, very close there in the middle.
We're taking a look now at Polish Power as the first rotations start to come through. It's a team that has proven himself after a while on the EMEA scene. Let's hold for a second as Poro gets some points off the damage.
Ой-ой-ой, хорошо!
Okay. Catching Crunio mid rotation. So what I wanted to say is they've proven themselves on the EMEA scene.
Ну тут его без шансов спасти, без шансов. А Кроник встал. Они решили подраться, да? А, ну теперь спасут.
Tough time for them, but now, well, that might just turn around because they are calling the bluff on this one.
They are indeed, and yeah, you could see Kickstart was kind of going out there to see if he could maybe flush out the kill, but immediately pulls back to the hard top there.
И этих должны убивать. Просто если они долго это делать будут, то без шансов для них. Вот я о чем. Отлично, Нок. Ой.
As Kickstart, the rest of the boys have arrived. Marcella gonna go down, Cappy gonna go down, and now it's Polish Power in a lot of trouble.
Oh, Norkis! They opted to go for the rest instead of fully committing to the push.
Пацаны должны были шустрее пушить.
I love that Noradra and Cheek saying, "Joe, go, guys."
А, тут еще бурирамы. Ты просто старый, линзы, все дела. Ой, тут, конечно, да. Слушай, мы на самом деле планировали с Машей делать операции. Ну вот Маша сейчас родит. Не знаю, до этого ей будет, не до этого, но после родов вроде как можно. Потому что, ну, за столько лет мы столько денег на линзы потратили, так что можно было бы уже по несколько операций сделать. Шаман, привет, спасибо за турик, как здоровье, где 5 дней пропадал. Ездил к отцу в гости. Ой, диггери. Ну вот зачем диггери заставляют вставать в такую позу, если ему это максимально не идет и выглядит, ну, просто смешно. Там не так все радужно. Ты про операции, что ли? А что там? Вроде все прям довольны. Кто из знакомых делал?
They play better than a 9th place in this lobby, at least that they're capable of. And I think for BBL, a little more aggression is needed. They're sitting back. They're a team like Gen G. They have phenomenal fraggers in the team.
От возраста зависит. До 35 лет делают с кайфом. А то и больше. Это точно. До 35 лет это железобетонно, а вот потом, может быть, появляются вопросы.
Stay together and win fights.
Yeah, we saw USG defending their territory against a push from Tai Lu. Luminosity, meanwhile, going to find a Fex on a rock. The shot's going to come through, but no knock to be found just yet. Fex will survive, but Diggory will not. Luke 12 going to hit those ones and will take out the FaZe gunner. And now 3 alive now for FaZe.
Я знаю, что многократно делать не могут. Так с чего ты решил, что усугубляться-то будет что-то? Вот у меня, например, как держалось, так и держится уже много лет одно и то же зрение.
With the nade, but kickstart perfectly positions, finds one, and again, just no immediate follow. When you have him around the corner, if you're committing to that push, you gotta follow up with it. Just seems like what Polish Power has been thriving on, where they've been so good at these up-close 4v4 fights. The communication is just not coming through fast.
Да и количество корректировок у всех по-разному, я так понимаю, в зависимости от того, насколько сильно там слой снимают. Меня нахер послали, сказали старые. Лех, ну тебе-то уже намного больше, чем мне. Очки почему нет? А почему не а почему операцию не сделать? На кой хер очки носить? Типа, разве это удобно?
Will stay alive, but the rest of the LG boys have arrived.
Gustav's ears are ringing here as well. There's very limited what he can really do as a solo player. Flash is coming through as well. Should be a freebie. Purdy goes down. Oh, Purdy goes down. Sorry, Gustav goes down.
Фейзы посыпались. Ну, фейзы на 15-й строчке, это, конечно, стыдоба. Это стыдоба. Не знаю, КМ будут что-то делать или нет. Во-первых, хорошие очки стоят как операция нахрен. С нормальной оправой и с нормальными линзами. А тебе нужны очки на разные случаи. За компьютером одни очки. Или там дома таскать одни очки, на выход другие очки. Сейчас операция по коррекции зрения 20 тысяч стоит. Кода марка. Вообще никакой жалости к тиммейту. Очки неудобно, но без вообще жопа. Нет. Есть ведь альтернатива очкам, это линзы. Линзы очень удобно.
Did he just headshot him outside? There's no way. I saw him get
Г-
headshot outside,
г-
but that must have been from someone else.
He's chasing him.
Wait, what?
Что?
Vintalust? Did he just run in and shoot Code Marco?
It kind of looked that way.
Это за кого он там? Это за Хуёпту?
You're sitting in a good spot on the leaderboard right now. Relax. It is not over yet.
Oh, 8C still wants a piece of this too. This is solo 8C at work. We've seen some great solo plays so far this tournament. Can 8C turn in a new performance? Only 2 rounds loaded up in the 1897, but he is repositioned while the smokes have been blooming. See if BBL can figure out where he is.
Well, one thing's for sure, they hurt the shotgun and went off a couple of times. They are not eager to make.
Перо сейчас от флюда сдохнет, не?
Push is coming through. Here's Petrichor making the play on forward. Do they expect what to be here? No, Marco. We see.
Один ног. Пацаны должны подъезжать, и они должны разваливать это перо.
Help he will. Kickstar gonna find a little bit of damage on Ike's left. Almost gets him down. But E9.
Но! Как Минк не нокнулся? Какая сочненькая залетела прямо...
Rest of United just looking for the angles. They play this position quite often, so they are well aware of all the angles.
Ну и все, и труханы обосрали. Ну почему они не додавливают? Вот этого, вот почему многие команды боятся? Углы не дают. Адоуза выкурили с буток. Адоуз умер. Хоббит умер. А, Хоббита подымут, да, Хоббит сверху нокнулся. Я не знаю, почему Адоуз решил крутиться, что-то вертеться. Это очень плохо для коэмов, они, скорее всего, в лобби отправляются. Ну, так выглядит. Хотя Фил Фёрст взял и унес Хоббита. Это хорошо. Для чтения ИПК? Ну, линзы для чтения ИПК. Перфект же? Нет, что ли? У тебя что со зрением-то? У меня типа линзы -3. Я начинал, когда я на линзы пересел. Наверное, в 17-м году я купил себе линзы. Я начинал... А, у тебя плюс? То есть ты в телефон вот так смотришь, да? Понятно. Ну это у тебя уже все, с возрастом дальнозоркость развивается, что хочешь. Так оно. Найс, Хая. Да давай, да пушьте, да 2 нока дали и ссутся. Очень аккуратно, вообще не рискуют.
Luke was able to get outside, and they are not expecting that as the grenade will come through. It's not going to find anything. They are going to be on the top floor here as Alo now using that smoke to work around.
No, нахер.
With the DBS.
He picked that up in there too.
He absolutely did. And now Luke is all by himself.
Ой.
Nice grenade to trade it back.
Интересно, он вернется? У чувака 2 нока. О, ужас. Пацаны, кстати, на КОЭМах вдвоем, да, живут? Они потеряли еще тиммейта. Нам это не показали. Ну, КОЭМы вроде заканчиваться сейчас должны. По их позиционке и то, куда они едут. Какой был самый большой донат? Хочешь рекорды побить или что? С какой целью интересуешься?
Oh my goodness. Will force him inside though. Barely gets away as United just on the other side of this cliff from Buriram. As they hear Gen G making their way past, they hear QM making their way past. Shots coming through on QM from Take Me.
Слушайте, проехали? Серьезно? Серьезно? Дэм? Им надо в дом. Они очень круто заехали, на самом деле. Очень круто. Если они в дом пройдут и их не запушат, это очень круто будет. Если они... Фил Ферст в ноке. Хоббит задох. Посмотрите, посмотрите, насколько агрессивно играют Джинджи нахер! Шаман, категорически приветствую. Скажи, пожалуйста, почему так мало стримов с тобой этого PGC или что? Не понял.
All kinds of hell breaks loose on Stalbot. Same thing happens in the city. Renba will get confirmed. So one still alive for Gen G, but potentially placement points to come here.
This fight has been taking a long time to play out here as Asura. He likes his spot. He's gonna, just keep taking shots up there. Why not? As we take a look at the replay of Renba finishing off Tai Lu, and then Gen G just kind of swarming down on top, see if they can get anything else off.
Минус кикстарт? Серьезно? Вот это капец. Типа, если я правильно понял твой вопрос, как прочитал, то я просто только сегодня домой вернулся с поезда. Дальше-то, наверное, будем смотреть.
They don't dare take fights up against teams where in the past, I mean, they've run straight forward.
Hopefully that fight might be the one that sets them right here. Oh no!
Очень много народу сверху, очень много.
But Snakers immediately flips on him. Crazy 112 will get the trade on a Snakers kickstart.
Все тут файтятся, поинты, поинты, поинты.
Trying to keep Buriram from pushing.
Take me away here again, forcing teams into one another, set up with third-party opportunities for yourself.
Нихера себе, я напугался. Алексей Михайлович, спасибо тебе огромное за поддержку. Спасибо большое. Макс Геймер, ну вот получается самый большой сегодня. Родной, но коррекцию зрения делают в таком количестве городов, везде делают. Неужто мне для этого надо специально в Краснодарский край ехать? Ну, в самом деле. Спасибо, Лех, большущее. Делаю выводы, что... Лебедки там с Китая нормально едут. Надеюсь, теперь без пропусков? Ну, скорее всего, без пропусков, да? Посмотрим. Асуру закрыли Дэи. Дэи как раз-таки занимали тюрягу и те дома, куда ворвались КУМы. Слушайте, ну BBL, получается, хорошо заехали. Ну, это предсказуемо. Потом им едут с кайфом.
They go out in 9th place, but Wildcard down to 2 on this north side. They have the hill. Lulu always has about 20
Нави жестко вчера взялись за игру. Ну, это хорошо, потому что последнее время, что я наблюдал за Нави, они очень плохо играли. Прям очень слабо играли. И если они сейчас собрались на главном турнире года по этой дисциплине, то это же здорово. Здорово, если они вот чувствуют уверенность, хорошо стреляют, а еще, может, выиграть могут.
Gets to stay alive. Those smokes only gonna last them so long, though, and you can only imagine that Wildcard really soon will have eyes on what's going on down here.
Там, мне показалось, или там с СКСом, чувак, с точкой СКСом, чего? Патронов нету, что ли?
Placement points, though. I mean, if anything, he did manage to salvage an extra point, so he's got that going for him, which is nice.
Ну, блин, это надолго они тут.
17 with 3 up inside the city. We've got USG Donuts have made their way from the south side. The problem for them is that there are 2 snaky snakes. Levi's being...
О, чуваки нашли дом с лутом. Это там, где куча народу померло. Кстати, Люк, где он там, в грибе? Так и выжил, так и один. И так и тот чел с ДБСом тоже один сидит. Один в одном месте сидит, другой... Видали? Бочком. Ой, вот эти вот пабгеры. Как думаете, наступит кто-нибудь на него, нет?
Okay, well, BBL just kind of using this opportunity to get the eye in the sky, look about what's going on in front of them, waiting for this next zone. I mean, nobody's really too terribly interested in leaving the spot.
У Смэша там большая аптечка лежит, он не берет, а? 5 смоков, 2 хае, 1 молик.
Day trade gets a little bit too curious, might catch him slipping.
I mean, this is the result of the chaos that was Phase 4.
Oh yeah.
Everyone died because we had little to nothing to play with other than the houses, which, as you can see, are already well occupied. So this is the quiet, the calm before the storm. Because believe me, regardless of where the circle takes us, even though it might actually be quiet for yet another circle, it is going to be very active. Don't go to the bathroom now.
Слушайте, но он с ДБС ведь может.
It's gonna go off and it's gonna go off wild. Unfortunately.
Ясно. Просто чувак с обсеру сразу же 2 раза выстреливает. Почему? Он мог сейчас просто закрыть всю команду USG. Они все выходили с одного прохода. Очень плохо пострелял. Просто отвратительно. BBL-ем надо прямо сейчас в киткаты рубиться. Но уже 17 гейминг выходит на приемку. Уже будет сложно. Хотя... У Дэй, по-моему, там машины все. А они пешком будут. Их надо закрывать. И, возможно, BBL сначала их будут закрывать, а потом киткаты пойдут. Ну... О, идеальная была. А наши на первом месте? Нет, братан. В этом лобби, в этой группе команда из СНГ на 8-й строчке. Она единственная. Так, получается у нас завтра тоже игры, да? В это же время. Надо полностью расписание посмотреть. Так, завтра у нас тоже 5 игр. В это же время, в этом же месте чатик.
Assuming that, oh, that was cooked beautifully, but Smash somehow doesn't go down to that. Okay, he'll go down to the second one though. There goes, nice little follow up there. BBL pushing through with shotguns, but they haven't even seen anybody yet. The grenades are just beating them in the face.
Enough utility to work with. Still, they gotta make use of it. They gotta make use of it now. Smash will go down. Smoke, I don't think bounces the way that Marco initially wanted.
Да, группа А и группа Б играют. Но это сейчас играет группа Б.
No damage done with them either. Thunderloss playing outside. Marco doing the same thing. Issue is with Donuts playing the north side of this, they cannot wrap around in that direction. You can see here, as soon as you're on the north side, you have the rest of the lobby looking your direction.
Toby.
Poro.
Luke 12 could win this.
Yes.
I don't think Korn.
They don't know that he's
They
there.
have no idea he's there.
They're all looking towards the southeast.
Nobody is looking towards his area. And look at where the final circle would be.
It's going to be on Americano.
Is right on Americano. Well, right near.
Потом будет винера играть с винерами, лузера с лузерами.
They have a wall that they can work with. They haven't tried to look there just yet. I mean, Show is trying to see what he can find, but Korn.
Потом, наверное, какой-нибудь последний шанс.
Not hitting, but at least forcing Show to pull back here.
Now I'm kind of curious, how many circles has Luke been set there for?
It's been a while.
4 circles? They came down when it shifted into the city, so that's a pretty good commitment, and it's paid off.
I mean, USG would have no reason.
А, BBL зашли, да? Одного потеряли бойца. Смэша потеряли, да? Слушайте, ну опять USG могут выиграть эту игру. Причем хорошие шансы. Ну, винера, блин, это половина лобби. Половина лобби винера, половина лобби лузера. Скуби сегодня не смог, просто ему надо было отойти. Так-то я его звал.
This is just waiting for the zone to come through, and now how many smokes do you got? I mean, you can see Donuts has quite a few. I think if you're Donuts, you just kind of got to prep up. You know where these guys are. Yeah. Smoke their areas off. Force them to fight their way out of the smoke.
If you're 9 billion IQ on this one, you have Showerwood. I was just going to say, play into the field.
Ну, турки должны умирать первыми.
And 1 HP to work with 4-code Marco. Are they committing to the rest here? There's no way.
Don't you even. There's no way he gets away with this, right? No, Code Marco just going to keep laying the smokes down, and he might be able to do it, but the grenades still come through. But now
Блин, он еще с ним ползет.
Concerned about Donuts. Thunderloss still climbing through. Oh, unfortunately, he's going to hear that grenade and tries to back away, but unfortunately, he's not quick enough.
Smokes a fade, and Luke has still yet to make a sound. So many
Этот там интересно дышит вообще, нет? В будке своей. На втором этаже. Пока еще не шевелился, походу.
All about the smokes right now. As Code Marco still alive, but that smoke is about to fall away. Marco actually going to find Shawood with the Molotov as now USG. They still have a little bit of a ridge to work with. Show very, very low. Lil Ghost still alive. Luke 12 now on the move. I'm not sure if Corn has hurt him though.
Люк, ты что-то сделаешь?
They're shooting. There's so many comms being fed across right now that I would not fault him for not having heard what's happening right next to him. Wood does get flushed. DPS proves too lethal.
Люк решил ничего не делать, я правильно понимаю? Он хочет дожить до Т2. Хорош! Вау, это было отлично!
Play from Luke 12 and look at him laughing. He knows he got away with absolute murder.
To anyone out there who just got deafened by the yells of Poro and I, there is no way.
Это было хорошо.
You can't blame anyone. The only factor in this one, Poro, patience pays off.
And they finish it with 10 kills as well. And Toby, this is a team that's fighting for their top 8 spot. That 20 points is going to be absolutely...
Это вот интересная игра, это вот хорошенькая была. Так, ребят, лайк не забудьте завести.
That is insane. And imagine being the team behind, imagine being the coach and this who's been sitting out back knowing exactly what's been happening, going, look, please.
Это было хорошо.
Let's take a replay here. Luke gets one, gets the second, actually shoots to find the second, and then the end. A 1v1 peak battle. Luke had to come out. Fortunately for him, Spot still goes before doing so.
I mean, this is unreal, Toby. He never even had to leave the sniper tower, and he had everybody just completely lined up for him, and he spots out the last player. Cool as ice.
Это было хорошо, хорошо.
One of the greatest finishes I think I've ever seen at a PGC.
That was absolutely phenomenal. As you said, Poro, at the exact right time. They were at the cusp, they were close, they were sat almost tied for 8th place coming into this.
Это Джимс подошел, что ли? Или кто это? Это Джимс вроде. Подожди, хотя у чувака люминосити нет. На Джимса похож капец. В маске просто непонятно, кто это. Так, ну чё, сейчас у нас будет последняя игра сегодняшнего дня. Эпический подсос, ну так получается. Все тогда, пошел, отойду. А то я в прошлый раз даже ничего тебе попить не налил, блин.
Also, why you have to remember, it's so important to remember and track the kill feed as good as you can. Otherwise, you're gonna forget that there's a rat somewhere sitting, waiting to absolutely demolish you and the other last team there. What a perfect time to pop out there for Luke. And 20 points to boot as well, because they had a really good run through it as well. They had a lot of kills throughout in ES9 and the fight in general. Some rough fight with the Expendables. And in general, I love these rough urban endings here. In general, once we saw that second circle, we saw it was still had Yasnaya in and still had in general, you know, the water and stuff like that. Yeah, it just ended up being a complete annihilation of all the teams trying to get in there late.
Yeah, a rough urban ending, and the fact that it happens and it goes down this way for Luke 12, it's... You have to time it exactly right. He is watching, listening, hearing everything that's going on, and just the perfect, most opportunistic moment to pop on up and get Luminosity a win under their belt. Look at them. They are elated. The winners for this game, Luminosity. And what a way to win it here. Luke 12, I mean, he's made star-making performances a lot over in the North American region.
And I'm surprised that they forgot about him, because he actually yeeted one of the kills on one of the guys coming in on the northern side. He got a kill, he shot at one point, so I'm surprised that Donuts forgot about him. Maybe they were so focused on everything else here, but 17 Gaming managed to get second place, and Donuts on a third there. BPL, though, they managed to get 8 kills and a fourth. That's 12 points for them. With 21 smokes, 14 grenades. The amount of utility in this late game here was insane. 26 smokes and 17.
Yeah, from the apartments there, and even in the very final moments, Co-Marco trying to make a run for it. I think we saw, you know, utility being dropped extra for him as he's trying to move through those fields. And I thought to myself, well, that field actually might give him a little bit of cover for the moment because everybody's kind of on this similar level in terms of vision, but it wasn't to be the case. Difficult for them to get further. I expected maybe a little bit more pressure for them on towards 17, but they'd used so many nays trying to dislodge day trade on the side of that shed where maybe it could have been more.
With like 5-6 more smokes, they could maybe made a lot more kind of offensive smoke path rather than a defensive one as we saw here. Wow, we saw Thunderloss go down. But yeah, Co-Marco managed to get one of the knocks onto 17 game and that kind of dislodged their game a little bit. But then Luke struck and managed to get everything completely on a lockdown here. Shiva did not expect this here. They even had DPS for the late game. I love to see that.
I like that, yeah.
Oh yeah. In this case, Luke.
The tracking of the target as well.
He's a fantastic mechanical player. I think he's going to end up on most damage as well overall for Group B after 9 games.
That's 20 points going their way. They're going to be bumping themselves up very nicely in that top 8. Where are they now?
They're going to be ending up in 4th place, just after Ty Luke.
Lovely stuff. So great for him, great for Luke, great for Luminosity. BBL are 12 points in the bag. That means they're going to be solidifying themselves in that top 8 so far. And you know what? A name I didn't expect to be encroaching on that top 8. Donuts, USG. They're making a run for it here, Avenger.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing. If they're able to get consistent into that, that would be sick. Yeah, they're kind of close. I think they're going to be within, 6-7 points of top 8 currently after this game. So looking fantastic for them. 17 Gaming, I like what I'm seeing from them though. They're kind of starting a little bit more. Some kills, some good placements in this case here. If they can continue their campaign, they might be able to push themselves into the top 8 too. Take me away again. They do sit in the top 8 still, and with this here 7 kills for them, that means that they're kind of going to add on top of that. They had obviously a great start on day number 1, and now they put in a little bit on top of here for day number 2 because they had a bit of a rough one so far.
7. That is usually what we would categorize as hero mode. However, come on, let's be real. This was kind of gobbled.
That was sick. That was sick clutch. Honestly, loving what I'm seeing here. Yeah. And because obviously he had the amount of damage he had a few steals here and there. So that's what I'm and some kills where they are already super damaged. But that's knowing when to strike. Is that what clutches you the game and the win?
To note as well, before we got into this game, I did say it looked like Genji was a bit lost, but they've got themselves some decent points off this game.
They are in the stage.
I think it was, yes, they are. They didn't get lost on their way to the stage, but I think they got 8 points on there. So a little bit of a bump up, but still needs a lot more.
There's obviously a lot to talk about here. Wildcard able to solidify themselves inside the top here, but BBL with a huge performance. 7th place now. Expendables and Take Me Away tied on 64. Luminosity jump into 4th, as I'll talk about this, but still pacing a little bit behind Tai Lu and everyone else in the top 3. As we were talking about, the top 3 is guaranteed. But there's, if you struggle, if you choke, there's a lot of spots up for grabs. If you're as a 17 Gaming or Donuts or Question Mark, have a few good games.
A loss for Question Mark, it feels like right now. They were in that top 8 for a bit. They've fallen out of it a little here, and that's definitely not exactly where they want to be. So they're going to have to change things, tweak things around a little bit whilst we get into this final game. But there is still 5 points.
Only 1 point in this game, right? So once you have, they had a 3rd place with 7 before, so that put them in the top, and now with all the other teams that are in our mid-pack that've been able to have some really good performances throughout here this game, then it's going to change up. Again, talks to how close our mid-pack is at and how close that top 8 currently is still.
All right, well, we're going to go to a break. When we're back, we'll have more from PGC. Just one more game remaining for today. The top 8 looking to put themselves in firm stance. We'll see you soon.
지금 젠지 선수들이 촬영을 하고 있는 것 같은데 한번 가볼까요? 오늘 프로필 촬영 잘 하셨어요? 네. 저 인터뷰 하나 짧게 하려고 하는데
아, 네.
잠깐 같이 가실까요?
원래 이렇게 갑작스럽게?
아, 원래 이렇게 갑작스럽게 하는 거죠. 다른 분들도 다. 저게 누구죠? 디지털 선수가 여기서
아니, 어디 가세요?
같이 한번 가실까요?
아니, 어디를요?
같이 한번 인터뷰 하실래요?
좀 껴주시면 좋죠.
같이 가시죠. 두 분 과거가 있으시잖아요.
과거가 있다는 건 무슨 말이지?
We're here with two Korean players from Begopa and Genji, and because I'm Korean and two players are Korean, I'm gonna do the interview in Korean. 정말 갑작스럽게 요청했는데 촬영해주셔서 정말 감사드리고요. 네, 정식으로 본인 소개 한번 부탁드립니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 배고파의 디지구팔입니다.
안녕하세요. 겐지 포츠팀의 이노닉스입니다.
이렇게 두 분을 모시게 된 이유가 과거에 같은 팀에서 몸을 담았던 기억이 있어서 이렇게 한번 모셔보게 됐는데 또 되게 오랜만에 보시죠?
공석에서는 오랜만에 보고 사석에서는 좀 봤고.
저 사실 은퇴를 하셨었는데 이렇게 다시 배고파로 도전을 한 거를 봤을 때 어땠어요? 동료로서, 친구로서.
보기 싫었나요?
그건 아닌데 있을 때 좀 잘하지. 나가니까 더 잘하니까 이게 약간.
그래도 팀에서 에이스였던 형들을 다 모아서 하다 보니까 조금 프로 할 때보다 좀 수월했던 것 같고.
본인도 에이스?
당연하죠.
그렇죠. 이노닉스 선수라고 하면은 되게 선수들의 선수 느낌도 있고 오늘만 해도 데이트에이드 선수가 이노닉스 꼭 만나보고 싶다고.
ก็มีปิโออินโนนิครับ
I love Inonik personally. He's my favorite player.
근데 이노닉스가 보고 싶은 선수는?
저는 이제 패트릭 포로드의
XX 아직 못 만났어요?
오늘 아침에 봐서 같이 사진도 찍고 갔을 때 캐나이 테이프 포토하면서 한 장 찍고 왔습니다.
이렇게 선수로서는 진짜 좀 인정받는 선수지만 뭔가 좀 글로벌 대회에서의 성적이 조금 아쉬울 것 같아요.
19년도에 PGC 못 간 게
제가 그 자리에 있었죠.
그때 못 간 게 좀 아쉬웠던 것 같아요. 본의 아니게 좀 긴장을 좀 하는 것 같기도 하고.
우승 경험 있으시잖아요. 긴장을 푸는 법 한번 좀.
사람들의 이제 관심을 이제 원하게 되면은 환호성 들으면 막 너무 잘하나? 사실
그런 느낌?
좀 삐를 타는 살짝 그런 느낌.
그러면 이번에는 할 수 있겠다. 제가 두 번 나가는 게 두 번 다 주관중이었거든요.
저 이번에는 저희 그랜드 파이널 가게 되시면 관중의 환호성을 느끼면 조금 더 이번 PGC 때는 잘할 수 있겠다 이런 느낌이
확실히
있어요.
아드레날린이 많이 분비되는 것 같긴 해요. 게임에 영향이 갈 것 같긴 해요, 지금.
이번 PGC 이만은 가고.
한국팀이 트로피를 올린 게 좀 오래됐기도 했고, 물론 제가 들진 않았지만 젠지 팀에서 이제 트로피를 들어봤기 때문에 느낌을 살려서 이번에는 저희 한국팀이 트로피를 들 수 있게끔 노력 많이 하겠습니다.
저희가 이렇게 4가지 키워드를 준비를 했는데요.
사운드로 가겠습니다.
사운드 먼저 한번 가겠습니다. 이거는 저희 잠깐 그 팍스까지 맞추셔야 돼요.
예?
한번 들어보시면 알 거예요.
너무 쉽다.
어려울 것 같아.
플레이하겠습니다.
뭐야, 버퍼링 걸렸대? 안 들려요? 안 들려요?
몇 번까지 들을 수 있는 거예요?
계속 나오는데?
이거 아마 베릴의 소음기? 맞아요?
아닙니다!
뭐야? 이거 아니야? 아니.
이노닉스 한번 들어보실래요?
들어만
뭐? 잠깐만. 베릴 소음기가 아니라고?
이거 못 들었다고?
예?
아니, 이거 못 들어볼 리가 없잖아.
이거 뭐지? 엄프 소음기?
아닙니다.
에이스 소음기? 뭐예요?
아니, 어떻게 된 거야?
예?
최초로 못 맞추시는 분이 나오나요?
뭐예요?
정답은요, 토미건 소음기요. 그걸 들어본 거 맞죠? 이제 알고는 들으니까 들리죠?
일단 넘어가 보실까요?
이미지로 가겠습니다.
이게 어딜까요?
이거 쉽다.
봐봐요. 이럴 줄 알았다고요.
제가 다른 걸로 바꿀 기회 드리겠습니다. 진짜 너무 쉬워요. 이거.
이게 맨날 볼 텐데.
이거 너무 쉬워요. 이거.
저희 어머니도 알아요, 이거. 진짜.
한 번 더 기회 드리겠습니다.
문제 내겠습니다.
여기가 어디냐? 진짜 쉽긴 하다.
모른 척 조금 해주면 안 돼?
모르죠. 이거 어디지? 여기 거기잖아. 미야마의 거긴데.
축하드리겠습니다.
혹시 기회 한 번밖에 없나요?
네.
그럼 한 번에 맞추겠습니다. 라벤디타.
와!
와!
최초 탈락자가 나오게 나오게 돼서 좀 유감스럽긴 한데요. 이노닉스 선수에게는 선물 증정식이 원하시는 거 하나를 고르시면 됩니다.
이건 열쇠인데? 아 이거 키링이야. 저리가. 이거는 딱 보니까 이거 축구공인데? 카타르 월드컵 알려주는 거 아니에요? 오? 아 이거 뭐지? 이거 그거다. 이거 두바이에서 제일 높은 그거. 이걸로 하겠습니다.
네, 그러면 MC의 권한으로 비지거팔 선수 하나 드리기 위해서 이노닉스 선수가 골라주는 걸로 합시다.
아 그러면
뭐해?
아까 봤더니 수분 같은 걸로 하겠습니다.
싫어. 당신 보이죠?
다른 걸로 해드려요?
뭐냐고.
안 보여요, 안 보여.
다른 거 해주세요.
다른 거 해줘요?
한번 다른 거 해주세요.
이걸로 해야겠다. 요거요.
안대를 벗어주세요. 스노우볼.
야 이거 근데 괜찮다. 근데 이건 뭐야?
이거 실사로 주는 거예요?
아름답게 이제 선물 나눠 가진 걸로 하고 PGC 2022
젠지
배고파?
화이팅! 고생했습니다.
Hey, we are back once again for our final game of the day after, what do you even call that from Luke 12? Luminosity gets a huge win on Erangel from the sneakiest snake position.
And the weirdest thing is, I can't help but think that Donuts knew earlier he's there. But as I said on the desk as well,
Maybe.
Must have forgotten it halfway through, must have not considered it a threat early enough, and then, obviously, when you have the entirety of 17 gaming coming your way, you know where your priority is gonna lie.
There's no way they knew. There is no way they knew. I
hope they didn't, because if they did, then that was a misplay and a half.
I'm fairly certain Luke was just sitting there, hands off keyboard, just in his lap, sitting there listening intently to any sound he could possibly find. But I mean, at the end there, I mean, you could not ask for a more perfect situation for everybody to line up right in front of him.
Oh yeah.
But he nailed the shots, hit the shots, got the win. Absolutely huge for LG. Well, we've got one more game, Toby.
We do indeed. Absolutely excited for the final one of the day. After today is over and done, 5 more to determine which top 8 on this one will make their way through to the winners bracket.
Indeed. Well, we are ready to get this match 10 underway as we see where the plane is going to take us. And Toby, well, just a little spoiler for everybody, a little bit far south here.
Little southern on this plane this time around. Again, we're doing the whole, we don't like North George, so let's not get any planes going up in that direction. No, everyone is going to be starting out between Milta, Power, and Novo. And we're still flying south of Gatka as well, so a hard southern plane. Oftentimes, these planes lead to military games, some of which we haven't really seen a whole lot of in the tournament so far, in particular here in Group B.
Dirty South slanging as it goes right across the river.
Итак, последняя заключительная игра сегодняшнего дня. Приятный рангель. Я надеюсь, это игра, а не повтор какой-то. Да, это матч 10. Коэмы у нас летят. Опа. Почему это произошло? Фейзы плюс Тайлу. Ой, Фекс, как обосрался. Фекс, как они обосрались! О, жесть. А зачем он дебэшит? Это вообще можно так? А за это не накажут этого чувака? За то, что он дебэшит? Мне вот интересно. Это же... Ну... Токсик? Блин, Люк, какой сексуальный, а? Вот смотрите, смэш полненький, да, но как брутально он стал вообще. Просто по кайфу стоит. Вот, как мужчина такой, солидный. А Люк? Какой-то плюшевый мальчик получается.
Bullied and pushed around when we're still trying to fight our way up to the top 8.
I mean, it was Tyloo that was taking the fight to face. It was Tyloo who was fighting face. Remember Gustav running across the open? I mean, expecting a certain loot.
Фейзы, но это тильт, конечно, это тильт.
Well, Tyloo came out victorious. So for tomorrow, 3 Wrangle matches. If we get a similar plan,
ну вот, пальчик показал. Ну вот, нормально же, можно фоткаться. Что вот это вот? Фотки ужасно обработаны, просто отвратительно. Ну, Адер, конечно, мощный. Но обработка фоток еще более мощная.
I feel like they're starting now to realize, at least if anything, I mean, we called them a team that's playing kind of scared, which is weird to say about a team with this amount of experience. But that really is what I've been seeing from them so far. Last game, though, the game prior to that as well, they actually started to aggress. They actually started to take some of these fights of which they won, by the way. So, good to see them get things going in the meantime. Well, if you want to get things...
Я не знаю, почему вот фотографы таких мероприятий решили в такой стилистике фотографировать игроков. Кто сказал, что это выглядит круто? Я не знаю, есть ли люди вообще, которые считают, что реально вот это выглядит круто. Наоборот, в каких-нибудь забавных, интересных позах было бы куда лучше. Куда интереснее, куда там приятнее. Где-то улыбку, наверное, ловили бы люди. А вот эти вот пародии на какие-то брутальные, мощные, классные там клипы, мужиков, там, фотки, вот это вот... Ну, я не знаю. Просто... Гармонично в таких там позах на снимках смотрятся там мужчины такие в теле, например. Бойцы, которые... руки нормально держат перед собой нахрен. Про которых видно их обитые кости. Я не знаю, ну просто это как-то смешно, когда какой-то такой дрищик, типа компьютерный задрот, и вот это вот максимально брутальный вид ему попытаются придать. На мой взгляд, это смешно смотрится. Лучше бы они какие-то рофлы делали. Поезды на первом месте? Так точно. Отлично, поинт для коэмов. Я что-то не понял, что за хот-дроп от фейзов был. Вот это мне непонятно было. Типа, это совсем отвратительный самолет для них был или что? Хорош, Хоббит, хорош. Но это их еда должен быть, чел. Я не знаю, не знают про него? Сори, это Адоус еда для него получается. Филферст нокается сейчас. Ой, слава яйкам.
Oh, so close to the hero play, and now Belmoth, he's coming over here to see what he can do. I think he obviously got fed the information over from his teammate. Gonna take a spray into the smoke cloud, not gonna find anything, and might as well just keep it going. Phil first,
Ой, попал. О, показали! Первый раз пацанов показали! На 5 секундочек. Даже меньше. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, Кейн! Ой-ой-ой, снова занесло, что? Как так? Чувак просто... он без заднего колеса, но... Ужас. Перо! Я сегодня наблюдал, как они едут вчетвером в одной тачке, вчетвером в одной лодке. Вообще в лодке нахрен в 2022 году. Ну хз. Не ошибка, наверное, с учетом того, как падали типы.
So the circle can shift back to farm because that could happen.
Nikakoi got caught out somewhere along the line here for a wild card. I'm not sure if that was a United or if maybe Bury Ram managed to catch him, but either way, wild card down to 3.
Джинджи по мосту решили ехать. Мужчины на яйцах. Стоп. Я понял. Походу лодку хотят смотреть тоже. Перо приплыли в Новорепу. По дороге дроп даже не залутали, кстати. Но в итоге Перо хорошо приплыли, да? Надо вот это занимать, вот это надо занимать. Видимо, сейчас Wildcard поедут. Или как там у них? Джинджи сейчас почекают, что мост фри, и тоже поедут по мосту. Но они должны наверх заезжать. Эта зона будет плюс-минус вот это верх там. Ну, короче, это дефолтная зона очередная. Кто тут наши? В этой группе только question марки на 9-й позиции сейчас. Но нахрен. Смотрите, рванули команды сразу сюда. Рванули нафиг. Но Wildcard вдвоем не удержат, они все равно должны там заканчиваться. Ну, чувак, ты алкаш, что ли, или чё? Он и чё живет нахрен? Вы чё? Какой шок! Он пикает как бот, почему он на глобале нахрен? Вы видели это? Я в шоке просто. А, еще одни сюда едут. Плюс поинты.
God, I wish we could have seen that transfer from Nikos, because that had to be absolutely filthy. They were not right on top of each other. He had to find that, and I think he hears these engines. He's just running.
Все, этих уже не переиграть, пацанам, мне кажется.
On the part of United. I mean, they see Wildcard in the kill feed. They know exactly where Wildcard would have decided to go, and immediately chase it.
А, так тут еще ног у него.
Nikos will just do his best mountain goat impersonation.
Сейчас ему бурирамы вставят, пистон. О, кстати, неплохая нычка, да? А, не видно тут. Ну, рано или поздно его там найдут. Вот сейчас, видите, чуваки начали триггерить сверху. Сейчас будут смотреть. А, ну им не видно, этим не видно, окей. Это труп? Что-то там Тадлер Лост нахрен все кнопки понажимал. Что-то у него там совсем... Он на какой-то панике играет, походу. Посмотреть бы его пульс. Не знаю, насколько это казуальная вообще фича. Или это реально пульс показывает.
The end of the day has been nothing, Toby, if not fast and efficient in our final games.
You'd almost imagine this was the final day of the event, but or the final day of the group stage, but we do have another game to play tomorrow. Thing is, there are some of these teams, two of which are eliminated now, that are pretty much guaranteed to qualify, and we're starting to see some of these plays where they're playing a little more with less pressure on their shoulders, so to speak, allowing themselves to go for aggressive plays early, to try and deny some of these teams that they don't want to have to deal with in the winner's bracket from making their way on through. That's why we see all the drop on towards FaZe Clan. That's why we've seen some of these hard commit plays early on, where normally in like tournaments where everyone's at zero, you'd maybe hesitate a bit more before fully.
Надо посмотреть, как у команд складывается судьба после сетки лузеров и сетки винеров. Сколько проходит оттуда, сколько проходит из другой. Там еще Last Chance, наверное, должен быть. Наверное, 8 команд из винеров, 6 команд из лузеров, может быть, как-то так, или 4 команды из лузеров. И 4 команды из Last Chance какого-нибудь. Как вариант. Ну, надо посмотреть, я не знаю. Кто знает, напишите, пожалуйста, как. Каким образом вообще? Или там вообще системы, может, другие. Одна команда из СНГ в этой группе представлена, question марки. 9-я строчка сейчас. Никто не знает, да, систему подсчета? И как там дальше? Самому читать? Жопшники.
Finds one, Filfords finds the other. That is Donuts out. If you're playing Edge anyway, if you're playing it slow, go up into the forest. Yes, the next circle will shift north, but now you have the high.
Так, формат турнира. Question марки отлично сидят. В рельефе. Не лучшая позиция.
But you know, they don't have the same vision that we do. They don't know that hillside, that southern hillside, is completely empty. Although, you know, they never got shot at from it, so that's one indication that maybe that would have been available. But either way, Donat's out and in 11th place, still within striking distance of that top 8, so not the worst day here for them, as they still got 5 games remaining. United still hanging out on the top of radar, and they can do so, continue to do so for the foreseeable future. Down to 37 alive, 10 teams remaining, 17 minutes in, Toby.
South side still very available teams to utilize as rotation can come through. Luminosity not wanting any of that. They're going straight towards the east into the circle, almost having a run over. Fortunately, Halo is fine. As I say that, not quite the case. The Doozy on the money with that first nade, second one, Molly to follow, not finding any targets.
Yeah, that might be the only grow. Dante's got plenty of grenades in the pocket as the next one's going to come in. Ooh,
that might actually hit. Oh, Peter.
Yeah.
240 damage. That is. It's one of those movies where there's a nade and someone just jumps on it to try and save his friends. That's pretty much what that looked like.
Well, they're not done yet.
True.
Luke's sticking the res on the Alo right now. The grenades are going to continue to come through. I mean,
now they're done.
Yeah, now they're done. Unfortunately, Purdy Curdy was just not in a spot where he could defend his teammates. No. I mean, he was kind of over here trying to look over in that direction, but unfortunately for him, 17, just they had the angle on him. He couldn't protect anybody, and now Curdy will have to play this one out as a solo, most likely. QM, that is some points.
Блин, не нашел, короче, описание нормальное.
Let's see if Burram can steal anything away. They've heard all the explosions down below, but they're also well aware they have a team nearby. Look at this. Narada is actually
Фейс, европейцы. И граната под ним. Это было хорошо. Ну, фейзы просто пока не получается у них. Это как бы... Это не прям, что они вылетают. Там просто сетка лузеров будет. Но еще на самом деле 5 игр помимо этой, поэтому... За 5 игр они еще в топ-8 могут зайти без проблем. Если, ну, соберутся, там нормально играть начнут.
Still 5 games to play, but yeah, that is exactly where they wanted to be, especially after a first day that was just not that great.
Yeah, they finally managed to turn things around here. Again, United. I mean, if there's a team who just don't want to have sit up here and shoot at everything, that's the team who literally doesn't need these kills. The biggest pain in wherever that would be to you is to have them just sit up there and be a nuisance to the entire lobby, and now they get to stay there.
Toby, the last time I saw United have this spot was in, I believe it was PCS 7, and at one point I believe both Snakers and Kickstart had over 1,000 damage by the time the thing was done.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be the case by the end of this one. All depends on how much ammo they got to work with.
Yeah, and not only that, how many bodies are left on the table. 29 still alive, 9 teams up. United could still hang out there. On the south side, it looks like Petrichor Road running into Gen G. If shots come through, no knocks, and now Gen G aware that they are about to have a fight on their hands.
Petrichor has been playing up foot from Novo since phase 2. Gen G, they parked their vehicles further behind. I like the disengage here from them. While I said I wanted to see them go aggressive, Iononix is the trail.
Сейчас я, короче, скажу вам, как точно там распределение будет.
So nice disengage. Fortunate for Gen G that Petrichor doesn't opt to commit to it, because that could have easily been a 4v3 in the favor of Petrichor.
Yeah, it looked like they kind of spooked each other when they ran into each other. So Gen G immediately pulled back to Iononix off to the west. Petrichor immediately pulls back to the east, heading back up to the north. There's a lot of space for them to work with there as well, should they decide to do that. Kickstart taking a few shots over here towards Polish Power, but the US protecting them for the time being. I mean, well, I mean, you can look at their ammo. They're starting to run a little bit low.
Now would be the time for Petrichor to make a play on the roadside here, because all the United players look towards the north. As I said, Aguero isn't, but Kickstart is, and he's finding damage while doing so. Marcelik flushed as Polish Power try to make their way on into the circle. Junio is here, but it's far from safe for them yet. Petrichor trying to cross the road. Now they're starting to get shot up by everyone too.
Ooh, milled down to 1 HP as Gen G send it 4 deep in the vehicle. And look at Phil First has a grenade ready and waiting. Asura down to 1 HP. Phil First adds another one to his total as now out of the last.
Ой, хорошо, пацаны GG закрыли, а я пропустил все.
Oh, wait, no, it's Dante that gets the last one, but Phil First doing a whole bunch of damage. Question mark. They have stepped it up here today. 12 kills now, Toby.
They do not want to come into day 3 sitting at bottom 8. They made damn sure of that. Unfortunately for Smash now, no lethal utility for him to work with. He's well aware that he's got an entire team sat inside the shack, but there's little to nothing he can do about it. Relo now from the side finds one again. This up the hill angle, such a pain for these players to deal with. They want to deal with the threats nearby, but they constantly have to worry about United from above.
Блин, в эту сетку гребаную вникнуть надо. Короче, точно из группы винров 8 команд сразу же в гранд-финал отправляются. 8 нижних команд отправляются в сетку лузеров номер 2. В первую сетку лузеров отправляются последние 8 команд из группы А и группы Б, грубо говоря. Эти 16 команд играют. Из них 8 первых команд отправляются в следующую сетку лузеров с 8 чуваками из сетки винров. Они там файтятся. Но потом еще Last Chance будет. Я так и не понял, после Survival сколько... Сейчас еще дочитаю. То есть 4 команды из нижней сетки лузеров проходит. То есть 8, да, как я и говорил, в общем, 4 из лузеров и, видимо, 4 команды там по Last Chance этому, по Grand Survival.
Uphill from Sherwood now. That is perfect. Look at this. As soon as those shots come through, Petrichor instantly down the hillside. They know now they've got a threat from behind.
Yeah, that was really great awareness on the part of Petrichor Road, and now Shawu, the rest of Show, trying to make a push here.
Yeah, Shu and Sushu are starting to slowly kind of push up and creep up behind them, but because Shawood starts shooting from the bottom left, that completely gave up that push. Look at this. I mean, Petrichor now, all eyes towards the west here. That could have been a perfect ambush, but Shawood, trigger discipline, not quite there.
Yeah, kind of gave up the game a little bit there. See a few stranded items there on the high ground. Snakers, a little bit of an angle there, but really long-range shots coming in. Petrichor Road should be just fine. We are down to our top 4 birds.
Да, короче, Last Chance это будет ВВЦД формат, я так понимаю, и типа каждая выигравшая будет проходить. ЕУ вин 100%? Question марков закрыли, да? Но question марки 12 фрагов нафигачили в этой... Ну, боже, просто, ребят, это дефолтная зона. Она всегда одна и та же, плюс-минус. Это просто жесть. Мы эту зону 100-500 миллионов раз видели. Это превращается уже в просто какой-то рофл. Да ладно! Вот это фейл от 17 Gaming. Это просто такой фейл. Ужас. Они должны были... Он должен был в ухо убивать и одного, и второго, на самом деле. Либо подождать тиммейта своего хотя бы.
668 so far. Flood headshot confirmed as he breaches into 700.
Ну да, выглядит как победа ИУ, но перо вчетвером и позиция перо неплохая на самом деле, по факту. Поэтому тут как бы не 100% победа ИУ. Ну вот, собственно, процентное соотношение, которое, видимо, у них рассчитывает кто-то. Даже 20% бурирамом отвесили. У перо позиция мне нравится больше, если честно. Хотя, слушайте, им дальше по full open двигаться, но у них есть машина. I don't know.
off the cliff completely. Never mind. His kickstart now has the angle. Shawood from behind is going to find two of them. And Petrichor is down to just one. It's just going to be Mill. He'll take a few shots back at Shawood, keep him a little bit honest. But no more angles to be found. There you go, Pill.
О, перо могут дать разрезаться. Перо могут разрезаться, чат. Зона далеко, их не особо они хотят прям душить, кошмарить. Зацепились за бурирамов, ну все. Дальше... Ну это стопроцентная победа ЕУ. Это тут уже даже... Говорить не о чем, собственно. Так, это последняя игра у нас на сегодняшний день, да? Без шансов.
United making it look easy. That Molly is going to be baited off the back. Damage comes through. Doesn't go into it. Snake is getting knocked as it jumps off the
Сковородкой может.
How much they want the kills in the end. It's going to be Flood to find it. And once again, United come out.
Ну, как-то так. Вот завтра снова эта же группа будет играть. У них последний игровой день, соответственно. И по результатам этого игрового дня у них будет определено, кто 8 команд направляются в сетку винров, кто в сетку лузеров. Ну, в общем, нам с вами надо будет посмотреть еще 10 матчей сетки винеров, 10 матчей сетки лузеров, потом еще... сколько еще матчей сетки лузеров номер 2? Еще 10 матчей. Еще 10 матчей в сетку лузеров номер 2. То есть 10 матчей одна сетка, 10 матчей другая, 10 матчей еще одна сетка. 4 матча Grand Survival, это Last Chance типа. И гранд-финал 20 матчей. То есть нас с вами ожидает еще 54 игры. Представляете, как растянуто все это? 54, мать его, игры. Гранд-финал будет, по-моему, с 17 по 20. В общем, завтра то же время, там в 16:00 по Москве, по-моему. Мы с вами собираемся и смотрим. Постараюсь притараканить сюда Скуби. Будем смотреть со Скуби. Все. Всем спасибо. У нас же еще гребаный God of War 11 числа выходит. 9 числа выходит, да? Слушайте, God of War у меня, грубо говоря, есть, но без русской озвучки. Типа польская версия God of War есть с русской озвучкой, но как ее достать, я хер знает. И стоит она тоже 1005, короче. Но мне кажется, что, озвучка, она того стоит. Может быть, просто нахрен подождать. Ну, вы понимаете, о чем я. Не буду на стриме говорить, что подождать. Когда копировать, вставить. Может быть, там будет какая-то озвучка потом, которая ложится поверх игры будет? Стоп! Это же на Соньке. Кого там еще? О чем я вообще? Это же Сонька. Ладно, все, всем спасибо. Не знаю, будет сегодня еще стрим или нет. Увидимся. Завтра в 16:00 продолжим смотреть PGC. Всем спасибо за компанию. Хорошего вам дня, отличного настроения. Пока-пока.